order of the show, we're going to have a very special announcement from the BWO President Section 8.
Stop doing that. Alright, 4 months ago, BWO was approached for a very special and secretive project with a former superstar of the WWE.
Yeah.
Now, this was kept pretty well secret. Nobody knew really what was going on except for a few people. Jimmy Newton, who is a former head of security for WWE. Dave Batista was involved in this project as well. I'm not sure if you guys have been on the internet at all lately or have watched TMZ, but there's a new video sensation out there right now called Batista versus Cancer.
Yeah!
That video, the final cut of that video was done by our own videographer, Tommy Hunter Verga. Last time I checked, that video had over 30,000 hits, and it's only been out for about a week and a half. Now, TMZ has that video on their website. Basically, the entire video is about Dave's support for ovarian cancer research. The video has a website on it to go there and make donations. No donation is too small. They don't care if it's a nickel, $5, $500, $5,000. The money is going to a damn good cause. And BWO is proud to be a partner of Dave Batista's for Batista versus Cancer.
Yeah!
I'd like to thank Mr. Bob Arian for letting me know about this project about a week ago. And I thought it was only fitting that I let all of you people know about it, because cancer, that's something that definitely needs to be beat, and we need all the help that we can get to get rid of cancer. Thank you very much.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the BWO United States Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing in tonight at 165 pounds, hailing from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, Nick Say.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is August 7th, 2010, Port Ready, New Jersey at the Saints Field. Welcome to Bodyslam Wrestling Organization's Mayhem on the Gridiron. I am John Harder, and alongside me, it is a privilege and an honor to have our president, Section 8. What is going on, sir?
How's it going, John? It's an honor to be sitting here next to you. This is my first time doing some color commentary. I hope I don't screw up too much. I hope to make you look pretty good.
Hey, if you're better than Tony Schoff, I'm okay. But nonetheless, Section 8, this is going to be a big night, triple main event. But one way we're starting off here is we have the United States Championship contest, and here comes the challenger, Nick Saint, a man who jumped Ray Marz after a controversial finish for the second match they had.
He's had a pretty major change of heart lately, and I can kind of understand where he's coming from with his frustration. You know, he's been working with Bodyslam Wrestling for a while now, and I guess the lack of him holding a title has finally gotten to him, and he's been a lot more aggressive lately.
Absolutely, Section. You know, it was a few months ago, he was one half of the BWO World Tag Team Champions, and ever since then, ever since Kid Vegas got injured, Nick Saint has been on maybe a little bit of a downward spiral, as it may seem, but nonetheless, he beat the hell out of Ray Marz after the contest a few months back. Ray was taken out of Beach Party, he was not allowed to be there, and now Nick Saint's getting his one more shot at the U.S. belt. And if you want a young upstart, Section 8, you got it right here with the United States champion, Double R, Ray Marz.
The man goes around and says that he's the man too quick on his feet, that he can't be beat. Well, he hasn't been beat cleanly since he won the U.S. title. So I think he's onto something there, but, you know, things change.
Absolutely. Double R won the United States title in that four-way match back in Garfield a few months back.
Yeah, the title I actually had to vacate after my retirement.
Absolutely, that's actually a very good point. You know that Ray Marz had the opportunity to become the U.S. champion because he suffered that career-ending injury back in January.
Yeah, at the hands of Shawn Black. I got lots of fluid on my lower spine thanks to him, and no, I don't want to ruin my kid of having a father that he can goof around with and stuff like that. I don't want to ruin my son of his childhood, so in thinking more of my family than of my wrestling career, I decided to retire and had to give up the belt.
Absolutely, and you know what? Your first act as president was to make sure there was a new United States champion, and after that four-way contest where Ray Marz defeated Pretty Boy Eric Hiller, Nick Saint coincidentally, and Draven Blaze, Double R is the United States champion, and in his third defense, he's facing Nick Saint one more time, and hopefully Ray Marz can get Nick Saint off his back and move on to some new challengers if he is successful tonight. This should be a great encounter. Ray Marz, for a man that's 6'4", he's very lanky, he can fly, but on the other end, Nick Saint, as we saw last month against the Gimp at Beach Party, he's definitely more aggressive, and he's working more on his ground game instead of going to the air.
Yeah, both of these guys are known to fly around. They're both lightweights. I'm expecting here a bit of a high-flying match. I'm expecting a lot of aggressiveness from Saint, and I'm expecting Ray to show us what champions are made of.
Absolutely, Section 8. You know, later on tonight we have our triple main event. Oh, wait a minute, before we get into that, Saint just dragged Marz out of the ring, and they're going at a fist of fury. And you know, last month, Ray Marz was not able to participate at Beach Party because of Nick Saint's beatdown. You know, Marz is looking for revenge. But nonetheless, BWO fans, we have a triple main event tonight.
What was that?
That's the clear mist, affects the nasal cavity. Nick Saint spit right in his face, and Marz is suffering on the ground. Triple main event first, we have Dan Murdoch's first championship defense as we have a cover. No, we don't. He's going right, fist of fear at the lefts. It's going to be Dan Murdoch versus Corvis Fear, and Murdoch's first title defense, and a double stomp right to the chest. Can we have a new champion? Speaking of champions, Marz kicked out at 2. It'll be Murdoch and Fear tonight in the match you made. Also, we're going to have Chris Hero, that young knockout kid, going one-on-one in his BWO debut against the Vile Preacher. Oh, and a big boot right to the mush. Nicely done from Double R.
Yeah, now the Chris Hero actually showed up at Stevie Richards' request because Stevie was actually predisposed with total non-stop action, so he couldn't actually make it, but he contacted Hero to take his place against Preacher. So I was definitely all for that. Oh, 2 count.
Marz hit that leg drop to hook the leg. Didn't have fully all the weight on Nick Saint's shoulders for 2. And oh, there's a hot shot from Saint. Saint just
vicious move.
And need we forget, you see that briefcase hanging above the ring. That is for our other main event, the third main event tonight. And it's going to be a ladder match, the indentured servitude match between Darius Carter and Big Money Marconi. Oh, double knees to the back of the head. High impact like we're going to have all night tonight. I cannot wait for Mayhem at the Gridiron. And very lackadaisical cover. Not very Mayhem.
Very cocky cover there by Saint.
You know, I will tell you this, Section, I love the outdoor setting for this show here in Port Reading. I really like the fact you made this show possible.
Doing outdoor shows every now and then is not something I normally like to do, but found out that the weather was actually going to end up coming out nice on this one, so I pretty much gave it the go-ahead.
It's a great call. Could this be a great call here? No, Saint caught him with a spinning heel kick. Double R kicked out of 2, and now Saint.
Hey, he's undoing his tape. He's undoing his tape. Hey, come on, ref, get on that. Come on.
Referee's got to get in. He's got to break it up. Nick Saint almost got himself disqualified by using a wrist tape, but I don't think Saint cares. Saint's aggressive. He does not care about the fans' approval, the referee's approval. He just cares about the approval of one man. That's himself, and he wants that U.S. belt.
Yeah, but if he wants the U.S. belt, he's got to make sure that he doesn't get caught. I mean, using that tape blatantly in front of the referee, I mean, that's not exactly the smartest thing to do. But then again, the referee does have the count. Oh! I was going to say the ref does have to the count of 5 before he disqualifies him.
A pair of atomic drops, reverse, and a normal one. Marz fought him, and Saint caught him with the STO. Step over, takedown Agawa. Beautifully done by the man from the City of Angels. There's a cover. Oh, and Marz kicked out of that STO. I thought it was over, Section 8.
Yeah, STOs are normally seen as finishers in a lot of for a lot of guys, but I guess maybe because Saint's such a small dude, maybe didn't have enough impact on it.
That's a great call. You know, I trust your judgment. Definitely, you've been in the ring, you've been in the wrestling wars for a long time, and I'm going to take your judgment on that, boss. Nick Saint now picking up Marz by the hair, and now hits him with a European uppercut. Saint has been more focused on his strikes. Oh, and Marz took over a rocker dropper from the rock star from Asbury Park. And that might have been an act of desperation, Section 8.
It looks like, although, you know, Ray right now is in no position to really capitalize on what he's got Saint in here.
Marz trying to gain some of his wind back. He's trying to get to his feet. And the fans here in Port Reading trying to get behind Double R. Marz trying to will the crowd behind him. They're getting enthused behind Ray Marz, the United States champion. Saint comes to the right, but Marz hits a forearm shiver. Make that a pair. Oh, beautiful counter from Saint. He knew the third one was coming. Now Saint bouncing off the ropes. Marz with a back elbow. Nicely done. Falls over the clothesline. And the taller Marz taking out the smaller Saint. Bouncing off the ropes. And a nice leg lariat from Double R Marz. Could this be it here? Still United States champion? No, Nick Saint kicked out at 2.
So tell you what, Saint is not only showing some resiliency here to go along with his aggressiveness, but he's also showing his ability to absorb a heck of a lot more impact than usual. Oh!
Nice sit-out Uranagi slam. Nicely done from Double R Marz. Oh, and Saint kicked out at 2. Saint really wants to win that United States title as he took every ounce of energy to kick out of that one. Double R picking up Saint by his head. I think Marz is calling for the end.
Yeah, he's calling for the end here. Let's see what happens.
Oh! Code red from Saint. Could this be it? Marz grabbed the bottom rope at the last possible second.
Just barely got his shoulder up as well.
He spiked Marz on his head with that code red. Now Saint pushing the referee. He doesn't want to get himself disqualified.
He's going to have to watch that he doesn't go and get himself fined here. You know, I don't really appreciate my referees getting manhandled here.
I mean, you are the boss. You got to make sure on that.
Marz is... That code red must have really taken its effect on Marz. Oh, wait.
He played
I played some possum there. I thought he was a little more damaged than he was.
Shining Wizard from Marz. He just want to knock Saint's block off.
Again, he's slow to cover, though.
Oh, Saint kicked out of the Shining Wizard. It was slow to get to the pin. He's been taking a lot of punishment.
He's definitely, both these guys are definitely taking each other to the maximum here. I mean, everybody is slow to get up. Everybody is slow to move.
And the crowd getting behind Marz. He's going to the high-flying district. He's going up top.
Now, I'm going to have to actually talk with Saint on that. Because, again, touching the referee, it's not something I appreciate here.
Nonetheless, he used the referee to his full advantage, taking Marz and crotching Ray on the ropes. And I don't think a soprano is good for a rock star. Oh, nice forearm shiver from Marz. And an Itsugure. And Double R's hanging on the top rope. He looks out. Nick Saint really wants that United States Championship. Oh, Saint can do it.
Saint signaling for something big. Oh,
Saint was looking for the Frankensteiner. Marz pushed him off. And now Marz holding on to that pole, trying to gain his bearings. What could he be looking for here? Oh, nobody home, no water in the pool. Wait, that's Cobra.
What's he doing there? He's not on this show.
Cobra's obviously better rest assured, and that's the photo finish. And the referee, they're calling for the bell. What is Cobra doing? He just hit the photo finish, that splash on Double R Marz.
Now, I can only imagine how Saint's feeling on this, too, because Cobra just cost Saint the title.
For the third straight time, Nick Saint's been cost the United States title on controversial decision. And Saint's he's not taking that lightly at all.
All right, you killed Red. All right.
Well, there's his frustration coming to show right there.
Ace crusher from Saint. Taking the damage on Cobra, but it's too little, too late. It does not matter. Ray Marz wins the contest by disqualification. Nick Saint does not win the United States Championship.
Hey, security, come here. Give me the title. Give me the title.
I don't know why Nick's calling for that title. It's not his. He didn't win it. He didn't earn it. The champion is still Ray Marz.
Saint is delirious. He wants the United States Championship so badly. Nick, this is a very controversial situation. Now, have you here in the booth? You saw it live and in person, Section 8, so I get your opinion on this. Well, this is a very interesting situation you're going to have to handle.
Well, I'm going to have to talk with these guys afterwards and see what's going on, but, considering that Saint is really not happy about not getting the title again, and now Cobra has put his hands into the mix, if you will. I'm going to have to talk with Ray and see about the potential for there being a triple threat match in the future.
Maybe we'll see that on a future date. Nonetheless, though, Double R Marz walks out of Mayhem on the Gridiron as United States Champion. But this is a very interesting situation. The United States Championship division heating up.
Is scheduled for one fall and is a triple threat. Making his way to the ring first, weighing in at 140 pounds, hailing from Fort Lee, New Jersey, Michael Blaide.
Now, boss, this should be a very interesting contest, a three-way dance, triple threat match, as you're going to have three of the young stars, and actually our boss together, the BWO owner in this contest as well. It should be a very interesting encounter.
Yeah, and Glenn himself has been wrestling for quite a few years now, and then you got Michael Blaide, who's a electrifying up-and-comer, who's actually on his way out to the ring right now. He's already been involved in Dan Murdoch's #1 contender 10-minute challenge and had a very, very good showing.
Oh, Tony Schoff, get him away. Schoff's a sick puppy. But nonetheless, Michael Blaide is yet a rookie. He's got in his 10th match here in the Bodyslam Wrestling Organization. A young up-and-comer. He's got incredible high-flying skills. He just needs to get that first victory under his belt, in my opinion, to get to that next level. And the man who makes good girls go bad with his dance moves, trust me. Me and him had a dance-off, and I lost, Section. I want to mention that. My cardboard box breakdance skills didn't work, but Michael Blaide loves getting the fans energized, and he should do just that in this excellent triple threat contest I'm waiting for. But it should be a blended styles, the high-flying of Blaide, the amateur stylings of, that's what they call a centipede.
The centipede or a
centipede
worm? I don't know. I grew up in the 80s. I kind of saw some breakdancing, but I never participated in it. But
with the high flying of Blaide, the amateur stylings of Ulrich,
He refers to himself as the Michael Cera of professional wrestling, Showtime, Shawn Sheridan.
And the crazy comedic antics of SHQ, Showtime, Shawn Sheridan.
Yeah, he's only been around for a few months now in BWO. He's already made an impact in really getting the crowd into his matches and everything, and you can tell they're already into it because just listen to the music.
Take on me, man. You know, this is awesome. You want to talk about 80s? This is the...
Yeah, you got one guy that break dances in the style from the 80s, one guy that's still living in the 80s, and a kid that was born in the 80s, all in the same match, baby.
We're having an 80s style match, but this is actually very interesting because last month at Beach Party, Shawn Sheridan, who I think should call himself, you know, he looks like the Repo Man, which I think is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, he's just missing the black around the eyes and the other set of sunglasses.
But in all seriousness, Shawn Sheridan and Michael Blaide last month at Beach Party. What is he doing? Oh, poor Tommy Hunter. He's got to be very... Look at Hunter run!
Almost gets clotheslined there. Gets shouldered. Jeez.
He want to make sure that
Sheridan's got to watch where he's going here.
Oh, no, Tommy Hunter. I'm seeing him run around. I'm sorry, Tommy. But nonetheless, Shawn Sheridan and Michael Blaide teamed with each other at Beach Party last month. This is a very interesting competition.
Yeah,
From Garfield, New Jersey.
I'm going to hold up here.
The owner of the Bodyslam Wrestling Organization, Ulrich.
And here we go. You know, Michael Blaide and Shawn Sheridan faced the Saints of Lodi in a tag team championship contest last month. So they're their opponents instead of partners. And then you got the owner of the BWO, Ulrich, who last month pulled off the biggest upset in possibly BWO history, beating Stevie Richards.
Yeah, that was the entire match. Glenn just took a beating the entire time, and then just to pull it out with a quick 1, 2, 3, shocked everybody at the American Legion in Elmwood Park.
He's making history, not only bringing BWO to the forefront with you in charge of president, him as the owner, and not only that, his amateur styling mixed with his high flying ability, which he beat Don Montoya 2 months ago with a quebrada, the springboard moonsault. So this guy's got a lot of potential and a lot of arsenal. It's good to see Ulrich prepare to wrestle 2 young up-and-comers.
Oh, it's nice to see showmanship so far amongst these guys. Everybody is shaking each other's hand.
Well, they know. I think they know if they don't shake Ulrich's hand,
the chances of that being on a card in the future are slim. I still gotta let him know what matches I want and what wrestlers I want to try in both. You know, between him and the rest of the board of directors, but it's almost like Glenn's final say on everything.
Stamp of approval. Thank God he still stamped me here to do commentary. He hasn't fired me when we did it. But the bell sounds as here we go. This triple threat encounter should be underway. Section, I know you've been in the ring for a lot of years, prior to retirement. I'm betting you've been in a few triple threat matches. What would you say would be the best way to win a triple threat match?
Best way to actually win a triple threat match, take breaks when you can, let the other guys beat the crap out of each other. Well, Sheridan seems like he's taking a little bit of a break here to start with, which just goes with what I said, let the other guys beat the snot out of each other for a little bit. Find your moment, jump in, and make the best of it. That's all you can do. And in this case, with the amount of sportsmanship these guys have shown already, trying to find your moment to get it might be a little difficult because you don't want to kind of come off as an unsportsmanlike person, especially with what these guys have been doing so far.
And right now, Shawn Sheridan taking his time, biding his time to make an impact in this contest, and meanwhile letting the BWO owner and dancing Michael Blaide go at it in the square circle. Ulrich working his amateur styling. That might be 2 points in the amateur world, but he has to stick his shoulders to the ground for a 3.
Yeah, the amateur stuff doesn't really work that much here in professional wrestling when it comes to points. There are no points here. There are no timeouts here. It's just straight out knock 'em, sock 'em wrestling here, folks.
Blaide socked him with a forearm shiver. Went for a clothesline. Ulrich dug under. Over the top of the moonsault, backflip over. And then he got with the roll-up. Nice amateur hook on that. He actually went to hook the other leg. Blaide moved out of the way with that superior leg strength because of the dancing abilities he has. And now Blaide's got a side headlock on Glenn Ulrich.
No, I was actually impressed there that Glenn actually landed on his feet. No, it takes a lot of agility to do that. Oh!
Nice shoulder tackle on Blaide. Oh, look at that. Nice leg trip. Nicely done from Ulrich. And now he's going for the cover hook in the leg. Kick out at 2. Blaide now with an arm drag. Ulrich with one of his own. This is back and forth, hot and heavy early.
Nice hip toss.
Hip toss from Blaide. Ulrich spiked him on his head with a hip toss. Anything you can do, I can do better and twice as effective. Now Blaide walking in with a nice leg lariat, caught Ulrich underneath the jaw, and the owner's on the canvas. Meanwhile, Shawn Sheridan, the quote-unquote Michael Cera of pro wrestling, still biding his time on the grass.
I think he's actually doing a decent bit of scouting out there, trying to find out when a good time would be to come in. In the meantime, he's trying to get the crowd involved here.
You know, the crowd here is very hyped, very pumped up for this show. I've been hearing for weeks they've been preparing for this outdoor show, and the fans are here in numbers.
Sheridan found his spot. Big impact move.
Nice reverse DDT into a backbreaker. Nice innovative maneuver from SHQ. Picks him up in a fireman's carry. And he's toying around with him. Oh, he's nice Death Valley driver, but turned into a neck breaker. And the referee counts 2.
Yeah, Sheridan is definitely the muscle out of the 3, so I would assume that he's going to go with more power moves than any agility. And
knife edge chop, and Sheridan strutting around like he's some sort of nature boy, and make that a pair.
And we hear that all the way up here in the booth, clear as day. No microphones or nothing there.
Sheridan missed the third. Now Ulrich going to work. Open hand and overhand chops. Double chop.
Now 2 weeks ago, after Glenn had his match with Stevie Richards, he actually approached me about learning how to throw chops. So I'm assuming that he's taken what I taught him well, because those looked and sounded pretty darn good to me.
Oh, and that thrust kick that he just utilized on Sheridan must have worked well. Sheridan's loopy on the floor. There's a nice hook from Blaide. Blaide took him down to the canvas, got it 2.
Yeah, thrust kick. He probably picked up that from Stevie Richards from seeing it 3 times.
And he took it right in the mug as well. And there's Michael Blaide right now going to work. Nice corkscrew elbow, Buzz Sawyer style. Nicely done by Dancing Michael Blaide. Follows it up with a leg drop. Michael Blaide now bouncing off the rope, trying to think of anything. Cartwheel splash. Nicely done from the dancer from Fort Lee, but only gets a 2 on the BWO owner. Michael Blaide still looking for that elusive first win. He's been putting on great efforts against a lot of different opponents. Tag team action, singles action, Murdoch. Can he beat the owner and gain more opportunities in the process? And a nice sit-out slam from Michael Blaide. Nicely done. Ulrich going to the floor, trying to regain his bearings, and in comes Shawn Sheridan, Section 8. Oh, he's got crossing the arms.
Here we go. Oh,
nice counter. He's looking for a neck breaker. Sheridan countered. Blaide caught him right in the head. That's that dancing ability to be able to slither your way out of everything.
To be able to contour your body and move it the way that he does. That's tremendous in his counterattack ability here.
Oh, running knee to the corner. Sheridan hits face first on the canvas. Michael Blaide going right to work, boss.
Blaide's pretty much been in there almost the entire time. So I know the kid's got a lot of energy, and he's going high rent here. Oh, changed his mind.
Oh, Sheridan caught him with that palm strike.
What is he thinking here?
Sheridan, he's backpacking him. He's backpacking Blaide, turns it into a stunner. That's the backpack. Off the top, nonetheless. That's it. Well, give Blaide credit. He's got a lot of heart kicking out of the twisting backpack stunner. And then follows it up with a snowplow. Nice Northern Lights brainbuster from Sheridan. Shawn Sheridan was on the upper hand, but now Ulrich going to work with striking him. Now the headband fell off. Oh, good God. Those chops you taught him must be going to full effect, Section 8.
Take off his shirt and slap him.
Oh, and Ulrich just beeled.
That was a beel into a senton, essentially.
There was a double team, a lot of double team work going on here, and both men are down, but Sheridan, I thought Sheridan might have been looking for a cover. They're trying to get up. Ulrich just biding his time. Insuguri ground variation. Now Sheridan's on top of Blaide. Shooting star press. him.
Not only that, but he was on the ground when he did it. You don't see guys do that often. Normally it's off the ropes.
But you don't run out of the amateur ranks. And wait, now Ulrich on top of both men. Oh, wait, no, he was on Sheridan. I apologize.
No, it looked like he was still on top of Blaide, so it was essentially a double pin. Luckily, both guys kicked out at the same time. Big splash.
Ground splash from the owner of the BWO. He is on fire. He is still furious about Stevie Richards last couple weeks ago. What's he looking for here? Oh, God!
Right on Blaide's head.
He just suplexed him on Michael Blaide right on the cranium. That low rope Ulrich in complete domination. He is incensed here. He wants this win. Senton off the top. And that's it. Glenn Ulrich on fire.
He absolutely controlled the last half of that match, taking on both guys at the same time.
And Glenn Ulrich decimating both Michael Blaide and Shawn Sheridan. He still has to have Stevie Richards on his mind after what happened a couple weeks ago at Peak
Oh,
Party.
absolutely. I know that he's been training like a fiend. He's been coming up to me asking for assistance. He's been coming up to Richie Rotten asking for assistance. I can only assume that he's taking everything that we're showing him the heart here, and he's only going to get better and better from this point on.
Blaide and Sheridan put on a great performance, but the BWO owner picks up the Duke. Your winner, Glenn Ulrich.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. It is for the BWO World Tag Team Championship.
Referee Joe the Ref getting a nice ovation. BWO senior official.
Making their way to the ring first, hailing from Buffalo, New York, Danny Danger and his brother, Kevin Bennett. They are Fighting Spirit.
Now this is a coup section. I can't believe you got Danny Danger back in the Bodyslam Wrestling Organization.
It took me a lot of convincing on my part here, and you know, I spent a lot of time and a lot of meetings with Danny, and he did say that one of the ways that he would come back is if I brought his brother in. Now his brother is relatively new to the business. You know, this is his first match with us here at BWO, but if his brother is as any good as Danger is, I think it's a good pickup. I had no choice but to bring Danny back under those terms.
And that's a great move, Section 8. Danny Danger and his brother, Kevin Bennett, they are Fighting Spirit. And these two guys, they got a lot to prove in a BWO Tag Team title match tonight.
All right,
At a total combined weight of
I don't want to talk over the announcer here, because that's what we pay him for, people to hear him.
They are the BWO World Tag Team Champions, Tristen and Daniel Marquez, the Saints of Lodi.
But if you want unstoppable, as I've been stating over the past several months since they won the belt at the last show at the Pioneers Club in November, Dan Marquez, the Portuguese pummeler, and the modern-day Bobo Brazil, they are Tristen Law. They are the Saints of Lodi, and they are our BWO World Tag Team Champions.
These are two of the biggest and strongest guys that we've got on our roster. This is essentially, one guy is an unstoppable force, the other guy is an immovable object. You put the two of them together, and you essentially have an unstoppable team. You know, and these guys have been running roughshod over everybody since they've won their titles.
They've run roughshod over the FBI.
Which shocked me.
They ran roughshod over Michael Blaide and his teams. They've defeated everybody that's been in front of them. But tonight, this is going to be a tough test, as they have the young, high-flying, experienced Danny Danger and his brother Kevin Bennett. Fighting Spirit could be a while. There's definitely the underdogs in this contest, but what a coup would be for these two young men to win the title. The monsters of Lodi.
These Danny and his brother here, yeah, they're smaller, but you know what? I got a feeling they're going to be able to outmaneuver these guys. Just as stay out of their range, stay out of the Saints of Lodi's power, and we could be looking at another new pair of tag team champions here tonight.
This should be a great encounter. The speed and quickness of fighting spirit against the power and brutality.
Oh, look at Kevin trying to sucker his way in on the rock, paper, scissors there. Danny caught him on it. And here we go, folks.
We always know scissors always beat paper. Nonetheless, here we go. Danny Danger and Dan Marquez starting off. The Portuguese pummeler looking to do some damage on Danny Danger. The Danger showing his quickness, rolling out of the way.
Which has got to be part of their plan, to stay away from him as much as they can, but still get their shots in.
Marquez looking for a collar and elbow tie-up, and Danny Danger quickly rolling out of the way again of Dan Marquez.
Danny's been wrestling for a few years now. He's no stranger to the ring. He's no stranger to wrestling big guys.
Oh, Marquez threw him into the corner. Marquez looking for a clothesline. Danger going right towards the forearm shots. That fighting spirit of Danger, can't forget. But one throw from Marquez does that old null and void. But Danger back in the attack, throwing forearm shivers, fist of fury.
Oh!
And that time Marquez just jaw-jacked him on that top turnbuckle pad.
Dropped him right on his head.
Marquez looking for a big splash. Danger with another forearm shiver. Marquez is rocking and reeling. Now Kevin Bennett with a nice shoulder tackle.
That was definitely a blind tag there, because I didn't see it. I didn't see the tag, so it obviously was something blind. The ref is one of the two.
Well, Joe the ref got the control, but did you see the little back and forth, little bickering between Law and Marquez? You know, I hear rumblings in the locker room about Law and Marquez. Although they are tag champions and followers of Preacher, they don't necessarily get along. They're here for business.
Normally that's like that with a lot of tag teams. You know, there's always some kind of competitive fire between the two of them. That's what makes them so strong and so dangerous.
But on the same page are the brothers. Danger and Bennett ducking the line from Tristen Law. Double drop kick to the knees, taking out Tristen. Running shooting star, nicely done from Kevin Bennett. Onto the back of Law. Tristen Law kicked out at two.
Very strong kick out from Law.
Danny Danger going right back to work here. He has to, as the experienced guy of the two in the squared circle.
Yeah, you see, Danger should have known better, though. He's got a guy that big. He's got to keep him off his feet, and you see he's paying for it right now.
Danger went for a shoulder tackle, but Law just stood still like a brick wall. Took out Danger. Law missed the leg drop. And that kitchen with that dangerous combination. Nicely done from Danny Danger.
He's going with what brought him to the game. He's going back to his speed and quickness.
And it's the quick tags of fighting spirit. This is what they might need to do to become the BWO World Tag Team Champions. And all the maneuvers that Danger and Bennett were giving Tristen Law, one spine buster took him out of the competition for the moment.
That just shows you right there exactly how tough that Law is to take that kind of punishment from those guys. I mean, even though they're fast shots, you know, there might not be a lot of power behind them, and knowing how Law trains, I know he can take a lot.
Law and Marquez are both beasts in the gym. They're working hard. They've been training with a lot of striking techniques. And you want striking, here's the Portuguese pummeler, Dan Marquez, pummeling down on Bennett. And again, now the quick tags of the more experienced team of Law and Marquez in the squared circle. I'm not saying the Danger brothers are not experienced. They're brothers for a long time. They've been teaming forever since they were kids. When they were
probably beating each other up more often than teaming with each other. As brothers are more wont to do. But still, you know, blood's thicker than water at this point.
Tristen Law with one club to the back. Basically took all the wind out of the sails of Kevin Bennett. Nice knee to the midsection from Tristen Law. Irish whip. Law went for a clothesline, ducked under Bennett. Bennett looking for a sunset flip. And Law just picked him up with ease, double the choke, and then drops that bobo butt, that headbutt right to the cranium of Kevin Bennett, and the hard head of Law felt no pain. Law with the cover. Referee Joe the Ref, BW senior official, counts two.
Strong kick out by Bennett. And another one. It's almost like was there was a better cover. Oh, now he's just playing. Now he's just playing around. That's not something you want to do against number one, against a guy you've never seen before. You don't know what he's capable of.
If there's any weakness in the Saints of Lodi's game, nice peel out of the corner by Law. If there's any weakness in the Saints of Lodi's game, it's their cockiness and brashness because they are with Preacher.
Yeah, Preacher is definitely. That was a rather hard tag there.
The Saints of Lodi are bickering here. They're bickering at each other, and they're dominating the contest thus far.
Well, I think it's because they're just pushing each other.
And another peel out of the corner. This time, Marquez throwing Kevin Bennett.
Didn't Marquez say essentially whatever you can do, I can do better on that? That was definitely a bit of a challenge.
Law and Marquez just trying to push each other, but I don't think it's... But Danger's there's a cover. Well, Danny Danger's having enough. He's seen his kid brother getting the hell beat out of him. And he's trying to get in the ring to stop it, but the referee had to keep him distracted, and Saints of Lodi had him dominated. And another Bobo butt from the modern-day Bobo Brazil, Tristen Law.
Look at the way look at the ease he just drags him across the ring.
The Law's about 280. And again, Danny Danger being distracted. Referee Joe, the ref, trying to keep him out. And Marquez, there was no tag there. That was
no tag at all. The ref didn't see it. What's Marquez going for here?
Nice vertical suplex, simple but effective, especially from a bigger man like Marquez. And the Portuguese pummeler with the cover. So I thought they were going to keep the tag team belts there, but Kevin Bennett showing a lot of heart, kicking out at 2. I believe there was a tag. As Law wants to give him a clothesline. Marquez holding him up. Oh no, he hit Marquez by mistake. He was holding Bennett's quickness, and he got the tag.
Yeah, Bennett slipped out of that at just the right point in time, and now Danger's a house of fire here.
And the pervert way. But Bennett's now on the top. Crossbody off the top, nicely done.
Awesome height on that.
And Fighting Spirit have the Saints of Lodi where they want them. Danger hit him with forearm strikes, hit him with anything, he's not held down.
Oh!
Double Ensugure on Dan Marquez, he's stumbling here. And now a double drop kick of Marquez hits the canvas hard. The legal men, I believe, are Tristen Law and Danny Danger, Section 8.
I believe you are correct, sir.
Oh, no. Law, there went Law, and there goes Law over the top rope. Fighting Spirit getting the crowd behind them. The crowd here in Port Reading wanting to see some high-flying, death-defying techniques. Suicide dive. Teterboro Airport, that was not an identified flying object. That was Kevin Bennett flying over the top rope with ease. And now Danny Danger rolling Tristen Law in a square circle. They are the legal men.
You know, at that point, other shows would have gone to commercial and said we'd be right back. We're not like that here.
Not here in the Bodyslam Wrestling Organization, where wrestling is not only encouraged, it is appreciated. Oh, Baldo bomb from Law. And that's it. The power of Law and Marquez was just too much for Fighting Spirit to overcome.
But I'll tell you what, even though Fighting Spirit lost, they did put on one hell of a match against the Saints of Lodi here, even though there was that little bit of bickering.
And obviously Fighting Spirit should be getting more opportunities with BWO.
Speaking of bickering.
Oh, here we go. Law and Marquez, these two monsters, they're showing each other. Here goes Preacher. Oh, Preacher's telling both men get to the locker room. This is a very, very interesting development going on here with the Saints of Lodi and Preacher.
I mean, it looks like Preacher's losing control of his charges here. Back in the locker room, he might have to give them a stern talking to, maybe get them both on the same page again. If he wants to keep, especially if he wants to keep these guys as the tag champions.
Oh, these men are unstoppable, but there's got to be cracks in the levee. What is going on with the Saints of Lodi?
Making his way to the ring first, being accompanied by his financial advisor, Tony Schoff, weighing in tonight at 190 pounds from Oradell, New Jersey, the Golden Crusader, James Weck.
And here comes two men I know for a fact you're not particularly fond of, Section.
No, especially with things that have happened as of late. I did have a couple sit-down meetings with Schoff to let him know how I felt about certain things. Hopefully, I got through to his head here because he basically said to me, "Yeah, everything's fine," but I couldn't tell if he has fingers crossed behind his back or not.
Never could tell Tony Schoff. If you shake his hand, make sure you still have all your fingers left and
all your jewelry.
And look at James Weck here. He's got a barbed wire stick. James Weck specifically, I was told, I don't know, I got to get on this. I heard he specifically requested this contest tonight. No weapons, just a one-on-one wrestling contest, but why is he going to have the barbed wire plank with him?
I honestly don't know. I mean, that's not something that we obviously allow here, because anything that's barbed wire related essentially is non-sanctioned material.
Tonight will be the end. He is done. He is finished. We ended it. Tonight's going to be the night. Watch. And Bob better stay out of my face tonight because I got something for him too. I'm telling you right now, Bob Arian, his name ain't Arian. It's Anus. It's Bob Anus because he is a butthole.
He is very, very, very controversial, that Tony Schoff. Trust me, I had him here with me last week.
He's a very senile old man, too, it seems at times.
He keeps telling me rumors that he beat up Frank Sinatra back in Newark at 55.
Wouldn't surprise me. He was probably 150 in 1955.
Oh, good grief. But nonetheless, James Weck is getting that specific contest. He wants a wrestling match with Richie Rotten. Because if you want to go back to record books, the last contest James Weck actually won was a one-on-one, no weapons, no hardcore rules match. It was a one-on-one wrestling match against Richie Rotten back at the Pioneers Club when the last show.
Now, don't get me wrong here. I do not like James Weck, but I do respect his wrestling ability. He has a major amateur background. He did it all throughout high school and even sometime through college. He's got the amateur background. He's got the skills. But why he continues to try to get himself involved in these matches with Richie Rotten is beyond me. I mean, they came up to me a couple months ago and said, they wanted nothing more to do with Rotten and Arian, and then they end up attacking Richie in his match. Which brings us back to this again. They say they don't, then they do. I wish they make up their mind. I'm assuming that it's that Schoff that's a schizophrenic one that wants to keep these matches going.
Well, they keep stating, James Weck has stated on numerous occasions he wants to end the career of Richie Rotten, a man who is a cult icon here on the Indies. He's a cult hardcore legend. He's BWO's hardcore legend.
Absolutely. I've wrestled with him. I've wrestled against him. I'm a former tag team champion with him in another promotion. The guy is tough as nails. Weck is going to try to put him out, to tell you the truth. If he's going to try to put him out, it's not going to be in this kind of match, much to what Schoff wants him to do.
But again, it's just a one-on-one wrestling content. Richie Rotten, again, has the technical skills to actually wrestle. He's beating people with that arm submission. Weck, which he has to watch out for. And the crowd getting on Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. That's what Weck is hearing in his ears.
I keep asking him when he's going to bring Snoopy to the ring, but they don't allow pets in a lot of the buildings when you wrestle in.
Well, he kind of got Pigpen on the outside and Schoff.
That's true.
But the bell sounds, and here we go. It's going to be Weck and Rotten. Another chapter in the ongoing saga of James Weck's saga to end the career of Rotten, and he has not been that successful in this war.
You better
For Richie Rotten, he has to avoid James Weck's amateur stylings, his amateur takedowns. He is the Golden Crusader out of Oradell. And for Weck, he has to watch out for the brawl. If he wants to go punch for punch with Richie Rotten, it would not be the smartest thing for him to do.
No, that would be the stupidest thing for him to do, is try to go punch to punch. But Richie can wrestle as well, as shown here with the nice go behind.
Don't forget as well, Section 8, normally we say Tony Schoff is the wild card on the outside of the ring as Weck's financial advisor. But on the other side, he's been neutralized by that kooky old man, Bob Arian.
The even wilder card, Bob Arian. You have no clue what he's going to do. You have no clue if he's going to pull a diaper out from somewhere like he did a few shows ago, or what he's got hidden under the ring. I don't know what people put under the ring. I'm not part of the ring crew, but who knows what he puts under there.
Nice side headlock takeover from Richie Rotten. I remember several months ago, Section 8, when Tommy Hunter got the opportunity to catch up with Bob Arian with that diaper incident. Hunter said that stench was disgusting, and that only fueled the fire. It made Arian and Rotten angrier at Weck and Schoff. Although Arian did place it on the ring. I saw
yeah, he did. It kind of backfired on him, and he's blaming Schoff for the whole thing. Okay, now granted, Schoff was the source of the weapon, but Arian is the one that brought it to the ring.
That's not fully been proven for the record, but nonetheless. Richie Rotten actually out wrestling James Weck using a side headlock, but Weck took him over. Nice roll up. Only a 1 count, however.
And Rotten let go of the headlock. That's a little odd for him. Normally he'd want to hold on to it and start throwing some shots to his forehead there, and he didn't take them. He didn't follow through on that on the shot.
Well, maybe Richie Rotten knew Weck's amateur background. If he held him there, if Rotten held the headlock and Weck rolled him over, that could have been a 3. He would have locked down.
Very distinct possibility.
But again, Rotten going back to the side headlock on Weck. Weck throwing some forearm shivers to the midsection, bouncing him off the ropes. Nice shoulder tackle from Richie Rotten. There's a cover. Referee out of position, didn't even get a 1 count. Weck trying to get to the ropes, trying to get a saving grace outside the ring, but Rotten cut him off. Rotten looking for a clothesline, nicely done by the BWO's hardcore legend. There's a cover, and James Weck kicked out at 2.
He was holding his tights.
And Tony Schoff claiming he held the tights. Schoff claims James Weck never cheated. I like to mention Section 8. James Weck never cheated once in his life.
Let's go, Weck.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go, Weck.
I've got video to prove otherwise.
He's pulling his beard.
Oh, nice rolling snap neck breaker maneuver. Nicely done from Richie Rotten. I didn't expect that. There's a cover, and James Weck kicked out at 2. Very, very unorthodox from Rotten to do that.
What is Schoff doing?
Schoff.
He's swinging that barbed wire stick awfully close to the ring there.
Last month, a couple weeks ago, at Beach Party, Weck says he wants something from Rotten, and Rotten said he swore he'd never do it. What is Rotten alluding to, and what is Weck alluding to?
I wish I knew. Like I said, I'm a former tag partner, Richie's and stuff like that, but we've been talkative on some things and not so talkative on other things. I know that what Richie says, he pretty much promises. He's not one to break his promises, so I can.
Did you see that? Tony Schoff was trying to break the arm of Richie Rotten while Weck had him on the ropes. And those two are dastardly villains.
They are doing whatever they can to try to damage Richie here. Which, in a wrestling match you're supposed to do, but it looks like they're trying to go one step further and actually trying to end his career here.
Rotten got a boot placed in his midsection. Weck bouncing him off the ropes once again. And Weck with a back elbow spinning out of the way so he didn't hit Rotten at all. There's a cover.
Oh, ref. Don't you know how to count to 3? It's 1, 2, 3.
I believe the referee's been counting.
I don't know where Hunter is standing according to all this, but Schoff's got a big mouth, man.
Oh. I feel bad for Hunter here and having to hear Tony Schoff's mouth. Tommy, I'm sorry when you hear this, but nonetheless, James Weck is completely done. And look at Tony Schoff.
Hey, Weck's got the ref's attention here, and Schoff is just going to town, choking out Richie.
The man who says he single-handedly disbanded the Rat Pack is taking out Richie Rotten, and James Weck and Rotten James Weck and Schoff have full control. I'm so aggravated by hearing Tony Schoff's voice that I'm stumbling here, Section 8. I apologize.
That's all right.
Reminds me of the beach party. It's frightening. Nonetheless, James Weck, reversal of the Irish whip, and now Rotten throws Weck into the corner. Nice clothesline from Rotten.
No, Rotten
Arian just hit Weck right in the head.
And Rotten, from being choked out there, he doesn't have a lot of juice left in the tank. It looks like he's unable to really capitalize on getting Weck down here.
Both men are just straight up fighters with each other. They don't fight with each other. They never quit. Wait a minute. Swinging neckbreaker from Rotten. You know that's always the setup
for his big DDT, baby. Trust me, I've taken that a few times. That's not something you want to take.
Short ride, bad landing. That's what I'm told about that. But Weck was smart. He took the swinging neckbreaker and rolled out to the floor. Very smart maneuver by the great wrestling aspect of James Weck. But Rotten now just kicking the hell out of Weck. And now Rotten going with his brawling style, just choking the life. Yeah, I don't know why the referee was counting. He's on the outside of the ring. He should be
counting him out, not counting for a DQ. Now, where was the call on that? That was a blatant low blow.
I think the referee's just letting they are on the outside. I don't know if the rule, they are on the outside of the ring. Wait a minute. Oh, and Weck just crowned Bob Arian right in the back with a steel chair. Oh, wait a minute. Weck's got that barbed wire plank. Schoff distracting the referee.
And he's making everybody else's ears bleed.
Now Weck in the ring. Oh no, he's got that barbed wire plank. And Richie riding all himself. The referee better do something. He better stop this.
Ref, you gotta do your job. Get that out of there.
Oh my God! Good grief, he just crowned him right in the head with that barbed wire plank.
He's digging it into his head now. This is not right.
That's barbed wire. I mean, we've seen it come into play over the past several months with these guys, but how much is enough? Arian chased Weck and Schoff out of the ring.
I gotta get down there. This is enough.
Wait, what? Tony Schoff just chokeslammed the referee. Section 8 just left the booth. Tony Schoff just chokeslammed the referee. That's gotta be a fine. I know Section 8's running down there. I see him coming in.
Winner of this match as a result of a disqualification, Richie Rotten.
Schoff and Weck are enjoying this. These two men are sick. The Golden Crusader once again takes out Richie Rotten.
I told you that's the one thing I swore I'd never do.
You chicken! You worthless piece of slime! You're a disgrace to everything you say you stand for!
You should retire. You and your buddy should get out of the wrestling business.
Get these pieces of crap out of here.
What you want is the one thing I swore I'd never do.
You worthless!
I've been in this business almost 18 years.
You piece of garbage!
Ever will
You
agree to that
piece of
kind of
garbage! You are the biggest chicken to ever use the name hardcore. And Rotten, when you retire, you're gonna have to look back at your legacy and say you were a fraud, you were a punk, and you were a has-been.
Dude, I ain't no punk, dude.
Yeah, you a
Prove it!
Prove it.
Come on, Rotten!
We'll get our next show.
Come on, Rotten! Then he's afraid of a nobody.
That's right.
Then he's afraid of a nobody.
I ain't afraid of nothing, brother.
Prove it. Forget listening to that old man.
Sign the contract.
Put your teeth in and
Sign
come
the
on.
contract. Come on, Rotten. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Sign the
Nobody's
contract,
beaten
Big
Richie Rotten more
Mouth.
than James Weck. Nobody. Nobody's beaten Richie Rotten more than me.
You know what, Weck? I've never backed down from a fight.
Until
And although that's a match I swore I promised my father I'd never ever do, and we both know my father passed away a few years ago. But I tell you what, you little punk Charlie Brown piece of crap. August 21st, I'll give you what you want. We're gonna take these damn ropes down.
Yes,
we're gonna
we are.
string up barbed wire, and we're gonna see how tough you are.
That's what Weck wanted?
If you get within a foot of that ring, I swear to Christ Almighty, I'm gonna grind your face clean off of your skull.
That's what Richie Rotten would never do. That's one thing
Nobody calls Richie Rotten a punk. Nobody.
Looks like I did, and August 21st, I'm getting away with it.
August 21st, no rope barbed wire, Elmwood Park.
Big boy.
No rope barbed wire, Rotten and Weck.
Park American Legion. We'll see how hardcore you really are, you little Charlie Brown piece of crap.
The war will be finished. Barbed wire, August 21st.
Introducing first, weighing in at 205 pounds, hailing from Queens, New York, Smooth Savage, Jonny Mangue.
Section 8 now back in the booth here with me. Section, I want to get your opinion on this. What is going to be your decision? I mean, Tony Schoff chokeslammed the referee.
Like I said before, I don't like guys touching my my referees. I'm definitely going to have to pull Schoff aside for a meeting. There's definitely going to be some sort of fine levied. I don't know how much yet. It's depend on the condition of the referee. Obviously, if there's any bills or anything that are going to be paid, Schoff is going to be responsible. Knowing Schoff, considering that he's full of money, I don't think he's going to have a problem with that. But I might just make the fine enough of a dent in his pocketbook to make him worry a little bit.
Well, here comes. This is going to be a very interesting contest, as it's going to be Smooth Savage and Steve Off, but with teachers from the Port Reading school system as their partners.
Yeah, these guys that are supposed to be their partners are actually coaches of their football teams.
He hails from the swamps of Port Reading, Coach Angelo.
And here comes Coach Angelo. I've heard crazy stories, but this guy's got a few screws loose, what I've been told.
More than a few screws loose. I was at one of his training sessions, and the guy's a beast. I mean, but I know that people think I'm a little crazy. This guy's almost at my level.
No one's at your level, boss. And that's not a bad thing. Oh, they let this guy coach? He's got an axe.
I hope he doesn't use that on the kids if they don't do their laps properly.
You know what? This is why I never play football, Section 8. I don't want to coach like this. Vince Lombardi, he's not, but in all seriousness, Coach Angelo is a good guy. He loves the people of Port Reading. It's just kind of a weird situation. He's stuck teaming up with the Smooth Savage, Jonny Mangue. Jonny Mangue, a man who's very cocky from a suite in New York City. The man.
The Hunter, get out of the way of the guy's axe here, man. You don't want to get your camera cleaved here.
Well, I think this would be the time for Hunter to put on sneakers, because I know he's running barefoot right now. So he might.
Oh. And watch your feet.
Oh, Hunter moved out of the way. Good grief, that's a real axe. That's a battle axe.
He just buried that thing about 5 or 6 inches into the ground.
But in all seriousness, this Coach Angelo teaming with Jonny Mangue should be very interesting. Mangue, a cocky guy, Angelo, a nice guy.
Weighing in 209 pounds, from Cliffside Park, New Jersey, Steve Off. And his partner, also hailing from the swamps of Port Reading, Coach Pat.
And here comes an interesting team with Coach Pat, another coach from Port Reading, New Jersey, as well as our silver screen superstar, former BWO World Heavyweight Champion, Steve Off.
You are correct, sir. And now that I've seen this other coach here, it's safe to say that I don't know what they have in the swamps around here at Port Reading, but looks like they make some pretty athletic guys here.
They do. Both Coach Angelo and Coach Pat are coaches for the Port Reading, like we stated earlier. But I definitely see a little more unity with Steve Off and Coach Pat.
Yeah, I mean, at least Steve Off and Pat came out together, showing a little bit of team unity, while the Smooth Savage and Coach Angelo here came out separately. And that's not really showing any bit of team unity there. I want to see how these guys coexist in the ring.
This should be a very interesting contest. Steve Off still furious. He wants his revenge on Joey the Bull. Last show at Beach Party, Steve Off was going to give lights off to Joey the Bull, and then Joey the Bull went low. and then showed him that he was the bull on parade with a TKO. So Steve Off still a little furious, but tonight little lighter atmosphere. So let's see how he reacts.
Yeah, I know. Steve was actually begging me to try to get a Bull on this show because he wanted to get his revenge in front of all these people. But Bull had some prior engagements. Either that or he just didn't feel like showing up, one or the two.
Either he's breaking thumbs like Balboa in Rocky 1, or he's just taking time off so he doesn't want to face Steve Off right away. But Smooth Savage not ready to get in the ring. And to give the credit to how tough BWO staff is, the referee that was chokeslammed in the previous contest is back out there reffing. This guy would love to the referee if he's out here reffing.
Well, I was talking with him during intermission, making sure that that he was all right. He said his back was bugging him a little bit, but this particular referee did just recently come back from a tour overseas as a Marine, so I know he's got some toughness to him. So I give him all the credit in the world for that.
Anybody protecting our country has a lot of heart, a lot of toughness. We wouldn't be doing our thing if they weren't protecting us. So good for that referee. There's a collar and overtime. Coach Angelo starting off with Steve Off. I did not expect this in the opening. Irish whip. Coach Angelo ducks the line from Steve Off. And the coach is a little taunting Steve there, like.
Yeah, he's a little cocky there.
Well, this is my area. Another collar and elbow, maybe an amateur style. Angelo is also a wrestler. Nice double leg pickup.
Now get float over.
Look at him, he's schooling Steve on the mat. He is a wrestling coach at the Fort Reading system as well.
Well, hopefully that works out the best for him here because you're going to need those skills against the likes of Steve Off here.
Steve Off, former BWO World Heavyweight Champion, held that belt for a little over a year.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Angelo schooling on that, and here comes.
Are you done? That's funny.
And the cockiness, the arrogance of the Smooth Savage did not work as Steve Off takes him over with a couple of arm drags.
Off was definitely ready for him here. Big slam.
And the Smooth Savage writhing in pain. He's going outside to take a breather. The Smooth Savage recently made his return to the BWO after a little bit of a layoff. The man, he wants to show everybody that his Samoan heritage is legit, and he wants to show that he wants to be the first ever Samoan BWO World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh, that's a big goal to go after here, and I'm all for him having his goals and dreams. But he's wearing boots. Samoans don't wear boots.
They don't. That's been proven.
So if he wants to prove himself to be a true Samoan champion, he's got to drop those boots.
Well, he's the Smooth Savage. He's more of a sophisticated Savage, Section 8. Nicely placed boot to the midsection, and now he's using a head. We've heard the rumors and the history lessons about the Samoans and their hard craniums.
Oh, that's definitely no myth. I've been in the ring with enough of the Samoan archetypes or stereotypes, if you will. Every single Samoan that I've been in the ring with has definitely got a hard head. But then again, with what I've got going on up here in mine, I got a hard head as well. So.
Come on, look at the hero now.
Right now, Smooth Savage berating Steve Off, lightly kicking him. Not really much of a painful maneuver, but he's just toying.
That's a big taunt.
Nice
cover.
That knee caught him right between the shoulder blades. Steve Off, he was hoping Steve would not be able to lift his shoulders, but Steve Off, the Silver Screen Superstar, did. Samoan whip, ducking the clothesline. Steve Off with a missile drop kicks, ground variation right to the chest. There's a cover. Smooth Savage kicks out at 1. Here we go. Steve Off got him in a foot face, drags him to his side of the ring, and tags in Coach Pat.
Now let's see what Pat can do. We know what Angelo can do. Let's see what Pat can do here.
Short uppercut jab to the midsection of Smooth Savage. Double Irish whip. Double back elbow between Steve and Coach Pat. I hear a lot of the kids chanting for Coach Pat.
Now, that's not a smart move to do, is to throw the guy in towards his own partner there. But I do give Pat this bit of credit. He is definitely staying on top of Savage. Well, at least okay, there we go. He did it first, but
oh, look at this. He had a kata hajime kind of locked down around the arm and throat. Quickly with the tag in Steve.
If he just would have gone and locked in the hooks, as they say, or sunk him in, the match would have been over.
Good cover from Steve Off. Smooth Savage, Mangue kicks out at 2. For both men, they need a boost. Both Steve Off and Smooth Savage need a boost. Savage wants to get back into title competition here in BWO. Meanwhile, Steve Off needs a fight to get ready for Joey the Bull down the line.
Well, if Smooth Savage ends up with any kind of a victory over Off here, that's going to put him right back up in contention for the belts here.
Joey the Bull.
Because Steve is, easily within the top 5 of the contenders right now. He didn't lose a belt that long ago. But, Bull is standing in Steve's way. And, if Savage pulls off a victory here, that propels him right in the middle of everything.
And not to mention, Joey the Bull has not been beaten, has not been pinned or submitted since his return to BWO.
That is correct. Although, to be honest with you, he did have a lot of sneak attacks there to announce his comeback. He's only been back in matches, for the past few months.
And Steve Off's been a recipient of the last one, and that infuriated the Silver Screen Superstar. But right now, Steve cannot worry about Bull, which I think he has on his mind, as Steve Off is being dominated thus far by Coach Angelo, and a smooth Savage open hand slap by Johnny Mangue. Now another headbutt with that hard head from the Samoan.
And it's definitely rocking Steve here. He's getting a little, looks like he's getting a little glassy-eyed here.
Savage has a body scissor and then claps the ears, but still has that body scissors locked on. The body scissors, I believe, takes away a lot of the air from the midsection area. You can't really get it up to breathe out.
Yeah, it ends up compressing your diaphragm. If your diaphragm's compressed, you can't really breathe in.
And Savage was trying to look at that opportunity to catch him with a roll-up, but Steve kicked out, rolled back over. Now Savage
clawing at the face there, looks like he was trying to add a couple nostrils to Steve's nose there.
The crowd trying to will behind the Silver Screen Superstars, the forearm shiver from Steve. Make that a pair. Trifecta of forearms. Irish whip from Steve. No, the reversal from Savage. Headbutt right to the midsection. And then that's a first. Just a straight up jumping axe kick. Instead of getting a running start, could that be it?
Very, very cocky cover there.
And I thought Steve Off was looking for the crucifix, but Savage just pushed off quick. And now the smooth Savage still has the advantage. Picks him up. Nice scoop slam from Johnny Mangue. He's looking for another headbutt. Rolling thunder and pouring rain. A somersault into a headbutt. Nicely done by Mangue.
Steve's got the ropes. Steve's got the ropes.
But a lackadaisical cover from Savage.
And Savage goes nuts on Steve for grabbing the rope there. A good amount of ring presence on Steve's part.
And there's another quick tag. Here comes the smooth Savage and Coach Angelo. Nice form shot. For a big guy like Coach Angelo, those huge biceps, that shot like that to the midsection hurts a lot.
Yeah, it's going to knock the wind out of you, definitely. Probably bruise you up nice, makes it even harder for you to breathe as the match goes on.
Look at Angelo just carrying Steve around like a rag doll. I did not expect this. And slams Steve Off down. Steve writhing in pain on the canvas. And now the monster, the Angelo, the unpredictability of Coach Angelo coming into play, and another forearm shot right to the back. And he's asking for one more. He needs to go right to it. The real inexperience of Coach Angelo. And one more scoop slam to the Silver Screen Superstar. Mangue.
Yeah, he basically yelled at him to cover him. It does go with, Coach's inexperience here.
And surprising quick tags between Mangue and Angelo. And yet another headbutt from Savage.
Oh, that is his primary weapon. That is going to do just as much damage as any punch or kick that he'll give.
Savage now toying with Steve Off, but Off catching him with strikes, hitting with everything that moves. Steve Off has been illustrating a lot more brawling in his style as of late, trying to work on his strikes.
Well, I know he's been doing a lot more of the brawling training recently because that's one of the ways that you can counter Joey the Bull. That's Joey's style. He wants to be able to counter Joey's style. What better way to learn how to counter it than by actually doing it?
That's a great call, Section 8. Steve Off had a sunset flip for 2, but then Savage called on a boot. And I think it's a good thing he actually had the boot on because it added more effect than instead he was the typical Samoan kicking him in the face. Oh, Savage went for a back clothesline, but Off catches him with a line. Back elbow from Steve Off. And another clothesline.
Big clothesline, folded him in half.
There's a cover. And Savage kicks out at 2. Mangue still showing that fire, that Samoan spirit. And there's a tag to Coach Pat. And now Coach Pat back in the squared circle. And then a right hand to Mangue.
Another one.
Oh, he's throwing those short punches too. Those hurt. Irish whip reverse, and Mangue just leveled him with a forearm strike.
Who are you?
Now Coach Pat showing a little southpaw type work there. You don't see that often.
Whoa, look at Angelo. Angelo pulling off Mangue, saying just stop laying on the boots. This is just an exhibition. This is Mangue wanting to be serious. He wants to be the first, in being contention to be the first ever Samoan BWO champion.
Yeah, the kids are definitely getting behind their coach here.
Just like you.
Coach Pat made the tag to Steve up.
Lights off.
Lights off! Mangue hit hard. Could this be it? It is! Steve off and Coach Pat are your winners. Mangue got lights off.
Yeah, it's completely caught him off guard there. Definitely.
Now what's Coach Angelo doing here? Whoa! Coach Angelo now taking out his partner. The coaches and Steve off reigns supreme. And Jonny Mangue isn't feeling that smooth right now, Section 8.
No, Savage went and opened his mouth and called Coach Pat trash. Even though these guys are going against each other, they're still coaches on the same team. They're still friends. And definitely Coach Angelo took exception.
And that's nice to know. Thank you to the coaches of pole running. But up next, our triple main event start with Hero Preacher.
It's coming up next.
Schedule for one fall. Making his way to the ring first, weighing in at 175 pounds. He hails from the Bible Belt. Preacher!
And this is a contest I've been looking forward to, Section 8, since it was announced a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to lie, I am unbiased. Chris Hero is the reason why, one of the main reasons why I am into the wrestling business at this point. I'm such a huge follower, and I think it's an honor for myself to call a young knockout kid contest. Thank you, sir, for this.
Not a problem. I've actually been on a few different shows with Chris Hero before. I know what his capabilities are. I know how he is with the fans and everything. And when Stevie Richards basically said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna have Chris Hero come in and take my place," it was pretty much a no call. I just stepped back and let it happen, man, because the fans deserve to see somebody like this. And if anybody's gonna replace Stevie Richards, it's going to be somebody like Chris Hero.
If you want a man who's been unstoppable over the past several months, it is Preacher Finneus James, that wily coyote. And look who he's got with him. He's got that mistress, that Jezebel Spira, and he's got the Saints of Lodi. He's looking to pull out all the stops tonight.
Well, I'm honestly thinking that he's got the Saints of Lodi out there with him to make sure they don't get in trouble, because the way they were earlier today, I see right now, it looks like he's telling them to be on the same page.
He is one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, Chris Hero.
And this is an honor. This man has gone through an evolution of sorts in the wrestling business. But right now, he's in the best shape of his career, as well as Preacher. I will give Preacher, he's in phenomenal shape. He's in the best shape of his career. But out coming to the ring is a man who is one half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions and the Kings of Wrestling. The man's on HDNet every Monday night.
I'm going to be completely honest with you here. With as good as Hero is right now, I still don't believe that man has reached his prime yet.
Oh, he's still got years to go. And here comes that young knockout kid, Chris Hero. Chris Hero is beloved on the independent circuit. Look at that! And that is the rareness of a Chris Hero. 6'5", he's 240, and he's quick like a cat. And again, like we stated, he's in the best shape of his career. So imagine what he's going to do against Preacher in that squared circle. But again, we cannot count out Preacher and his sign of the cross. We can't count out the Saints at ringside. And we can't forget about that Jezebel Spira.
Hero has years upon years of more experience than Preacher does, but you got to look outside the ring at those wild cards. You don't know if or when or how they're going to get involved. And actually knowing how Preacher is and with his devious mind, dollars to donuts, that you'll see Saints of Lodi Horsepower getting involved somewhere along the line here tonight.
Preach does not care how he wins. He just wants the W.
That's right. Every little mark in the win column puts him one step closer to what he wants, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, Preacher's asking for the mic. Along with the man from the Bible Belt's going to say.
Now listen, hero. Shut your mouth!
Preacher not endearing himself to these fans.
Not at all. Listen to him ride him.
Preacher's never been much of a
person.
Yeah, he's not really as much of a social animal. While Hero baiting away with Marquez.
Never mind them, you listen. Now, as it turns out, Hero, in my double ride, I got the Wi-Fi. So now and then I watch the YouTube. I like the YouTube, and I've seen your matches quite a bit. And quite frankly,
double wide.
I could use a man like you to be with my Saints of Lodi. Just let me paint a picture for you. If you were with me, I could guide you, and together, we could go through that locker room like a hot knife through butter. You know what I'm saying?
Preach is nuts. He says he could guide Hero.
If anybody's able to do any guiding of anybody, it's Hero guiding the people, not Preacher guiding them.
We don't even have to have this match here tonight, Hero. You know, quite frankly, I'm feeling a little sick tonight. I don't think I even need to wrestle, so.
Yo, if need be, I'll go down there. I'll make Preacher wrestle Hero.
I know you will, but I won't put it past you. And the Port Reading faithful chanting, "Kick his butt."
That is coming across loud and clear, ain't it?
Yo, Preacher Man, it sounds like these people want me to kick your butts. Now, I appreciate the kind words, but the one qualm I have is you said you could use a man like me.
I don't think Preacher knows what the word qualm means.
Not in a Southern dictionary.
This hero does not get used by anybody, and I will. I'm not gonna turn into him. I'm not gonna turn into him, and I'm not gonna turn into her.
Looked like he was having second thoughts about that.
The only thing I'm gonna use is my right hand.
And Hero knocks him loopy. And this match is gonna happen whether Preacher likes it or not.
Well, bell rang. We're definitely underway, folks.
For Preacher, he has a lot of maneuvers. That top rope somersault of a Preacher's man. He also has that sign of the cross. He's got the people at ringside, but Chris Hero has a lot of ways to put you away. The Heroes welcome the cravat, and need we forget that rolling elbow. This should be a very interesting encounter here in Port Reading. The crowd firmly behind that young knockout kid. Hero trying to will that crowd on as Preacher, they're starting to circle. This is going to be a battle.
After everything they started with, Preacher wants to start with a shake. Hero would be crazy to do this.
Did you see that shot? The roaring elbow already? And Hero follows it up with a strike in the corner. And a clothesline from Hero. Down goes Preach.
Preacher's not stupid already, and it's only been a couple of shots.
And there's those elbow strikes. You know, Hero has been utilizing a lot of elbow strikes in his arsenal. The combination of elbows and that roaring elbow. So that elbow is very effective. And I did hear rumors for the fact you were checking Hero's stuff to make sure there's a cover, that he doesn't have that mysterious elbow pad that he's been known to have.
Yeah, I made sure that was kept in his bag. You know, granted, you know, with the matches against Preacher, I don't care much for Preacher, but I do want to try and keep things fair here.
Irish whip off the ropes. Preacher holding on. He's trying to duck out of cover. He's looking to take a breather. Preacher looks a little worse for wear from them shots. Right now, Hero standing alone in the squared circle. And Preacher's looking a little nervous. He doesn't know what he's got himself into tonight. Now Hero's chasing after him, Section 8. Oh, Preacher almost slipped when he got in. Hero comes in, and Preacher catches him off with a boot and drops an elbow right to the midsection.
It seems to be the only way he would have been able to get the drop on Hero is by doing something of that nature. But, you know, see how quickly Hero's back on his feet. You know, he's not staying down for him.
Irish whip reverse from Chris Hero. Preacher to the buckle. Hero's winding it up. There's a chop to the chest. That tank top did no justice as he got all that chop.
Nope, dropped him like a sack of potatoes.
Chris Hero now, pick up and a scoop slam. The young knockout kid bouncing off the ropes. Senton splash, nicely done.
With authority on that too, he had everything on that.
And there's a cover. You know, Hero keeps looking over that briefcase. Remember, in our main event tonight, it's going to be Darius Carter going one-on-one with Big Money Marconi for that briefcase.
Yeah, and inside that briefcase is a services contract where the winner of the match will have the loser as his personal servant.
Absolutely, Section 8. That match was made last couple weeks ago at Beach Party. Right now, Preacher has the upper hand on Hero, raking the eyes and then going right to work with them snap jabs.
Shut up!
Preach still not endearing himself to the fans here in Port Reading. But at this point, he has the upper hand on Chris Hero. Now Preacher taking that knee, digging it right into the larynx region of Chris Hero. Right boot to the midsection.
Now look at this.
And now there's Tristen Law, one half of the tag team champions, choking out Hero. And this leaves Preacher and his cronies in full, firm control, Section 8. Preach just hitting it with anything that's not held down, using those right hands to the cranium. Oh, Hero now with the right. Make that a pair.
Now, knowing Hero's history enough, you know, that's not something you want to do is verbally rip into him then during a match. That's just going to get his ire up.
Oh, Preacher was just saved by Tristen Law, who caught him as he was going out to the floor with that right hand.
Yeah, if he was not caught, would have been a little bit of a blood stain there. Oh, look at that!
And there's the flamboyance of Hero. He knows how to utilize his size to get over those ropes quick as a cat.
Yeah, but he caught himself completely, had everybody else scatter.
Hero looking for a plancha, but hits the grass hard. And when you got the dirt and the moss and the grass on the floor of where you're wrestling on, that's got to feel a lot of pain.
Yeah, it definitely is, you know, and, you know, with all, there's still, you know, pebbles and rocks and everything else around there, too. That can mess you up.
Oh, you want messed up. He just got his face rammed into that post. Solid steel.
Well, get him checked, see if he's got a broken nose.
Even Preach knew how much the effect it had on him. He hit head first. The crowd telling Preacher what they think of him as he rolls in that young knockout kid back into the squared circle. Preach again sticking to what works, going to those snap jabs. And now he's choking the life out of Chris Hero on the canvas. Now Preach bouncing off. Drops a sliding knee.
Sliding knee, yeah, that's painful. If anybody has ever been involved in a baseball game, and you've ever been you know, slid into by somebody, you know, that could actually knock you out cold with that kind of a shot.
Somersaulted, but Preacher's man only got 2. As Preacher still going to work on that young knockout kid. Chris Hero taking a lot of punishment from not only Preacher, but from the Saints of Lodi as well. Oh, right between the uprights. It is good. Jay Feely gets 3 points.
That lifted Hero completely off the ground. And look at this.
Look at that Jezebel.
The referee caught her. Why was there no disqualification called right there?
I think Joe the ref might just want to let this one go. He didn't catch it fully, so he didn't have the opportunity. But he did see her try to get involved. As now Preacher has the full advantage, has Hero back into the turnbuckle, placing boots into the midsection. Preacher's not really much of a finesse guy, but he still loves to use a lot of his strikes. And again, driving that shoulder into the midsection, and Preacher strutting his stuff.
It's something that Preacher's always been. He's always been cocky and a little overconfident on a lot of his skills here.
Now Hero follows it up with a chop.
Question is can Hero follow up again?
And that he does with another chop. Those long limbs of Hero caught Preacher to pectorals. And a big Yakuza right to the mush. And now Hero's got to keep on the advantage. Irish whip reversed into the turnbuckle. Hero goes in and up and over and onto those steps. Those aren't steel, those are wooden steps, and they hurt twice as much as what I've been told.
That's right, because the wood doesn't give as much as the steel does.
Now look at this! Tristen Law lays in a few thick shots to Hero, who sat on a chair, and then he rolled him in. This could be it. And Hero at the last possible moment again kicks out.
2 3/4. You hear the crowd getting on Preacher's case here.
Oh,
as well as on the case of the Saints of Lodi.
Preacher trying to pull out all the stops. He's got everybody out with him. He's cheating. He's doing what he can. He wants to win. After that neck snap, nice little my Preacher. He might have a good shot at doing that. I hear the Saints
of Lodi doing that chant.
And referee Joe the ref counts 2, and again Preacher going right back to work. And now he's got a rear chin lock, maybe possibly a sleeper. But I think maybe Preacher got his arm on top of the head.
Well, he did call for night-night, but the refs really got to check and see if that's a choke, because I would not put it past Preacher to try to choke him out.
But I do believe Joe the ref's got a good vantage point. That is a sleeper hold. And Hero might be out. That young knockout kid might be out, Section 8.
He might actually be knocked out himself. That's 2.
One more. Hero had the arm stuck. Hero had the arm still up. And the people from Port Reading trying to will that young knockout kid back into it. Nice forearm shot. Nice but chop to the chest from Preach. Make that a pair. But that's only firing up Hero. And a third chop.
Preacher going house of fire on him.
Throwing haymakers like he's Mike Tyson or something. And now he's blatantly choking in front of the referee. Bouncing off the ropes. Oh! Hero crisscrossed him and caught him with a boot.
Hero could get over there for the cover. He might have him.
But how much punishment has Hero taken in this contest, Section 8? As Preacher still might still have the upper hand because of the not a lot of damage he's suffered thus far.
Yeah, Hero has taken a lot, but Hero does have a lot of heart.
The crowd trying to will behind Chris Hero. Preacher with the right, but it's firing up Hero, and there's a chop. There's another. Kobashi-like chops from Chris Hero. Bouncing off the ropes goes Preach. Back elbow. And another right, this time drowning Preach. And then a drop kick, and Preacher goes down like a ton of bricks. And the crowd is loving this. Hero looking for the crowd's approval. Hero off the ropes. Somersault, spinning neckbreaker, and a nip up.
Hero's definitely back in control now.
But Tristen Law's on the apron. Running forearm strike. Now Hero up to the second. Blockbuster from Hero, that could be it. And somehow, I think that might have been pure instinct. Preacher just sluggishly rolled that shoulder up.
He had to have. There's no way around that.
Oh, Spyro looking very upset. She's looking, Spyro's getting upset. She might want her meal ticket to lose this contest. Hero looking for a suplex. Preacher rolled over. Looking for the O'Connor. Hero held on to the ropes. Preacher fell back in hesitation. Bouncing off. Roaring elbow.
Did you hear that?
Preacher's out.
How? How is that possible?
Wow. Preacher kicked out of a roaring elbow.
Not just a roaring elbow. That's one of the hardest roaring elbows I've ever heard in my career.
And now Chris Hero going back to the tank. He's going to look for maybe a hero's welcome, perhaps. And that he is. But Preacher countered out. Boot to the midsection for Preach. Flatliner. And Hero somehow kicked out of the flatliner. This has been a great back and forth contest. Now it might have to come down to the hero's welcome or the sign of the cross.
The Preacher's going back to work in the neck. Oh, backslide, backslide.
He's got him. Could this be it? It's, oh, no. Preacher rolled out. Let's stick to what works. Preacher went for it earlier, and he got it now. Look at the pin. Preacher laid all of his...
Well, how much force and how much strength did Hero have to dig up to kick out of that?
Preacher laid all of his body weight, all 175, onto the back of the legs of Hero, and he still kicked out. Oh, here it comes. The sign of the cross. Heroes welcome. Heroes welcome. Cover. But Tristen Long get on the apron.
Come on, that's at least a 5 count. Come on.
Hero counted as all 3, but the referee has to do it. Tristen Law might just cost Chris Hero this contest. And now Law got nailed the running boot. What? A Sahe moonsault from Hero onto the Saints of Lodi. The situation has now been neutralized. Oh, and there's a low blow.
Hey, that's not right.
And Preacher rolled up. He's got the handful of tights. Oh, come on. Preacher again. Chased to beat another big guy. First Nunzio. Now Chris Hero. He's unstoppable.
If he didn't have his boys out there, this wouldn't have happened. I'm going to have to start checking into him having his charges out there because he's not winning matches the right way in my book.
The interference throughout from Spyra, Marquez, and Law finally called out to Chris Hero as Preacher hit Hero right in the lower extremities, rolled him up and wins. And now the Saints of Lodi are going to work on that young knockout kid. Somebody's got to stop this. Hero with a boot to the face, and now right to Marquez. Irish whip, Marquez goes hard into the buckle.
Now he's concentrating on Law.
Now Law...
Marquez just took the brunt of that. There's 270.
And double splash, double forearm strike. Law goes to the outside.
And Marquez got the worst of that.
Roaring elbow!
Oh, big roaring elbow.
Marquez is out. But now Preacher.
Hey, look at him begging off now because he knows that he didn't win the right way.
Look at Spider with a right hand to Hero. Look at this Jezebel.
Did she just say, I don't know? She suffered from short-term memory loss?
She's loopy, she's nuts. It's Arlene.
What the heck's she doing out there? Oh, never mind. I got an idea.
Spear takedown from Arlene. Chris Hero and Arlene got a small measure of revenge on Preacher and his cronies. But that wily coyote, Finneus James, gets the Duke on Chris Hero. Unbelievable.
You know, Preacher might have walked away with the W here, but you know what? I think the fans are really appreciative of Hero and Arlene in there right now.
Arlene gets another measure of end from last beach party on Spiral with the spear. Hero knocked out Marquez, knocked out Law, but couldn't knock out or shut up the big mouth of Preacher. Your winner, Preacher. And up next, thank you, Chris Hero, for coming to BWO. Thank you, Section 8, for this. But up next, Dan Murdoch's first title defense. Murdoch, Corvis Fear, and that match is next. And this is very unlikely for Murdoch's first title defense. He actually specifically requested to be introduced first.
That's not something that's normally done here, but he did ask me personally to be introduced first. With him being the champ, of course, I'm going to give him the okay on it. I don't know why he wants to go out first. Maybe it's so Corvis doesn't jump him. I don't know what his deal is, but he asked for it, so I decided to give it to him.
You know, if you're looking at Dan Murdoch in his first championship defense, it was Murdoch specifically, after Fear basically took him to the limit within 1 second of winning the 10-minute challenge.
Yeah, he Corvis Fear definitely pushed Murdoch to the limit. Like you said, 9 minutes and 59 seconds out of a 10-minute time limit. It was a vicious match. It was back and forth, and Corvis appealed a bit to my sensibilities because Murdoch hasn't defended the title since he won it. Since I induced the number one contenders 10-minute challenge. So
Murdoch actually wants to go. Actually make sure he gets every one of the fans that came out to pay their hard-earned money.
Wow, fans died off pretty quickly there.
Murdoch did he get everybody? Yes, he did. There's one thing I noticed that I'll get to you we'll get to in a moment about Murdoch. We'll get into it. Oh, and Murdoch's fired up.
You know what? In all honesty, I just moved to Jersey. I only live about a half hour away. And you know what? I got a special guest. And he's gonna manage me tonight in my match against Corvis Fear. Everybody, Dusty Don Murdoch!
Whoa! That's the... Have you heard stories about the legend of Dusty Don Murdoch from Beaumont?
Yes, I have, and
Bring on my opponent.
And actually, it was a surprise to the fans, but I actually signed Dusty Don to a contract last week. So he's signed. He is signed to be Dan's manager whenever Dan sees fit.
Wow, what a coup! But if you want champion, here comes challenger, a man who is very innovative in that square circle. He is one of the masters of innovative wrestling maneuvers, and it's the man known as Corvis Fear, the original Garden State God himself.
Yep, he's been around for a long time. He's wrestled all over the place. Like you said, he has got tons of innovative moves. He likes to antagonize not only his opponents, but antagonize the crowd. He is definitely one tough guy, and he is a legitimate threat to Murdoch's championship here tonight.
Oh, he definitely is. And I will say one thing about last month, how he likes to antagonize his opponent. Jokingly, they were making fun of Corvis there last month, saying, do the fist pump, do the fist pump. Well, if you notice Murdoch's Shiner, under his left eye. That is from Corvis Fear fist pumping into Murdoch's face. He suffered a nice shiner from that.
Yeah, it was multiples. It was about 7 or 8 shots. It was just over and over and over again into Murdoch's eye. Later on that night, Murdoch's eye swelled up pretty good, almost to the point where he couldn't see out of it. We had our first aid guys check him out and stuff like that, and finally got that swelling down to where Murdoch's now able to see. You know, after a couple of weeks, you know, he's still got that mark there, so it's got to tell you, you know, exactly how bad that fear actually messed him up.
You know, Dan Murdoch getting his first championship defense since winning the belt in Garfield, and it's a huge test for Corvis Fear, a former BWO champion who never...
Look at this. He's asking my security guys to give him a back rub.
And I don't think Jimmy Biff's going to let that happen.
No.
But Corvis Fear never lost the championship belt in the ring. He suffered a severe injury to his shoulder, was stripped of his championship, and now he's here tonight looking to get it back.
Yeah, well, you know, with him being stripped of the championship, you know, that led to me being champion twice. That led to Steve Off becoming champion. You know, and if Fear was that you know, bent on regaining the championship, I thought he would have come back a lot sooner instead of only contacting us once we started instituting this #1 contenders contest.
That's a great call. You know, Corvis Fear is also a legend in his own mind. He's very arrogant, very cocky.
Very true, very true.
And with Dusty Don Murdoch, I think he thinks he's cocky as well. But nonetheless, this should be a very interesting encounter. Murdoch's first championship defense is winning the belt in Garfield. And the bell sounds, and here we go. Fear and Murdoch underway. And this is starting off similar like last month. Fear jumping Murdoch at the bell.
Vicious knife edge.
Corvis Fear, he's going right to that eye. He knows that eye's messed up from the fist pumps. And Irish whip reverse from Murdoch.
Another shot to the face right there. You know, a couple more shots like that, Murdoch's not going to be able to see out of that side of his face.
Murdoch looking for a backslide. Oh, nice kick from Murdoch right to the face, and it follows it up with a nice right. And the Beaumont Brawler with a drop kick. Murdoch with an Irish whip. And a flapjack, nicely done by the Beaumont Brawler.
And we got Fear taking a powder.
You know, there's Dusty Don. Fear and Dusty Don talking trash. I wouldn't do that. I've heard stories about Dusty Don fighting 10 men at once in Beaumont and not even getting a scratch.
That's right. Dusty Don is another one of those people that you hear legends about of being in hundreds and hundreds of barroom brawls and winning every one of them.
Wait a minute, Murdoch. That's cousin Lenny Murdoch. That's Annie Mae Murdoch. The whole Murdoch clan's in the front row. Good grief.
Now, in all reality, the ref could have called a DQ on that, but fans aren't supposed to get involved.
But Dan Murdoch let it go, so I guess they wanted everyone got their shots. It happened with Murdoch's family. They're all in attendance tonight. Flew up from Beaumont. Some of them rode up on horseback, I heard. Corvis Fear, then atomic drop, and it follows it up. Nice combination from Corvis Fear.
Those are closed fists, ref. Come on.
And then he just poked the eye blatantly. And those closed fists are going to that bad eye. Blatant disrespect to referee Joe the ref. Cover. Murdoch with authority kicks out at 2. And now Fear choking the life out of the Beaumont Brawler.
Again, blatantly disregarding the rules here.
Now Fear takes the time to take off his shirt and is choking the life out of the BWO World Heavyweight Champion. Dusty Don giving Murdoch words of encouragement, trying to will him to get back up on his feet.
Come on, champ! Come on! This is your champion!
Now, Dusty Don's got a hell of a lot of willpower there, because knowing how he is in his temper, I'm sure he would jump in the ring at any opportunity but he knows that, you know, that would be dishonorable for his son there.
Absolutely. I believe Dusty Don sees the best out in Dan Murdoch. I think he wants to see his son successfully make a first defense of that championship. And look at that disrespect. He's face raking the face. He's going for a cover and is now digging his knee into the shoulder blades, the upper back of Dan Murdoch.
Yeah, that's not a comfortable position that Murdoch wants to be in, because you're feeling your chest muscles getting torn. Not only that, but you're also getting your vertebrae cracked from that knee.
Dan Murdoch in the surfboard, but Murdoch turned it off and now got him into a side slam. There's a cover. Referee Joel the ref counts too. But Fear right on the advantage and kicks him into that blackened eye, that swollen eye of Murdoch. And then drops the knee onto it as well. Fear knows the weak spot, and he's going right to it. He's raking that eye.
He's gouging it. I mean, the referee's got to be on top of things here.
You know, Dan, I think Dusty Don should be shouting the Murdoch in the square circle, protect that eye, kid, protect that eye, like Mickey from Rocky 1. Another Rocky reference, I apologize. It's awesome.
You love your Rocky references.
Oh, nice cross fit, nice cross arm.
Dan, come on.
Vicious cross face.
You know what I showed you? Come on. Yeah, your dad showed you how to be a loser. Come on.
Oh, Fear mocking both Dusty Don and the BWO heavyweight champion.
It's going to be one of those things that really irritates Dan. It's going to have him get up and get on fire. I know it. He's very respectful of his father. He's very respectful of his family. You start ripping on his family or his father, you're in trouble.
Oh, again, Fear raking the eyes, and now Murdoch taking a hard fall off the top turnbuckle. Now Fear's going up. Springboard moonsault. Nobody home. Fear clutching his ribs.
And Murdoch hits one of his own.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Dan Murdoch did his own moonsault, but only got it 2.
Yeah, at least Murdoch connected on his.
Oh, referee Joe Lurk got pulled in by Corvis Fear, and then got kicked right in the lower Murdochs. Referee didn't see it. Now Corvis Fear on the full advantage.
Right in the lower Murdochs. I have not heard that terminology before. We got to write that one down.
And now Fear digging that boot, that size 12 right into the larynx region of Dan Murdoch, our BWO heavyweight champion. And Fear again not endearing himself to the fans, saying they suck. Not nice.
And we beat you every year.
No, and he rips on the kids on the football team here.
Well, Corvis is from Woodbridge and Port Reading. They have a little bit of a rivalry. Nice kick to the back of Murdoch. I think Fear wants to win it and rub it in Port Reading's face. And another victim kick. The unwilling victim of a victim kick is Murdoch, making a trifecta of victim kicks. Fear bouncing off the ropes. Running crossbody, and it just might have decapitated Murdoch on those ropes.
Now, the way Murdoch was situated on there, that actually compressed him between Fear and the rope, and that could actually go and crack a couple of ribs on you. So, you know, if Murdoch has problem catching his breath for the rest of the match, you know, I would not be surprised.
Fear now lining up Murdoch, setting up Murdoch for something. Fear looking for a clothesline. Murdoch countered. Big bionic elbow. That's a pair. Flip, flop, and fly from the Beaumont Brawler.
Looks like he's been studying the tapes of another Dusty there.
Imagine, if you will. And a backbreaker. Fear twirled the world around. And in the knee, Murdoch's knee plays right into the back, and that does not feel pretty.
You should worry now.
Dusty Don now berating Corvis. Murdoch up and over, but nobody stays on the apron. Oh, and he just got super kicked. And Murdoch hit that grass hard.
Yeah, might want to check his jaw, see if it's been broken. That was a solid kick.
Murdoch now starting to crawl around, trying to regain his bearings. Fear on the apron.
And his dad's even yelling at him not to crawl. The security getting the fans out of the way.
What could Fear be looking for here? You know, he's very innovative. Aerostar diving backsplash. Nicely done by Corvis Fear. And oh, look at this. Oh, he just got in Dusty Don's face.
And once again, Dusty Dunn showing his professionalism here, being a manager, not getting involved with Corvis Fear. He's just concentrating on keeping his charge up and running.
Trying to will his...
Hey!
Wait a minute, he just slapped his own son in the face.
You're embarrassing me. Get mad. Hey! Get in that ring now. It's Yankee ass.
Yankee ass.
Oh, that Murdoch just fired on Murdoch. He just got a whipping from his daddy. And now Murdoch's going to work. The BWO champion firing up with those right hands. Following with a fist of fury here is Dan Murdoch.
His dad's calling for the lariat.
Nice belly to back from Dan Murdoch.
I do believe that Dan is, he's too angry right now to try to set anything up. He just wants to take Corvis down a peg or two.
His father said Murdoch is embarrassing him. Well, I don't think Dan Murdoch wants to embarrass his father in his first championship defense. Fear went to... Oh, and head first went Corvis Fear.
That's definitely something I have not seen before. And also something that cannot be... knowing Corvis Fear's head, that can't be feeling too good. He check him for a concussion later.
Oh, you want concussion? That punt right upside the head. Uh-oh. Murdoch trying to gain his breath here.
He's had multiple shots to his ribs. That's gonna make him take a while to catch his breath here. But what's he thinking about here?
Murdoch bouncing off the ropes. Suicide dive! Somersault plancha!
And Murdoch's head hit the ground at the same time. That's the whole suicide part of it, I guess.
And the best part of that was, no, look, Ma, no hands. He didn't even touch the ropes as he went over. And Dusty Don's still saying, beat that Yankees ass. There's still some rivalry between the Confederates and the U.S. from back in the day in the 1800s. That's what I'm gathering from it. Corvis Fear is in a world of pain right now. He's been on the brunt of a lot of high impact moves from the Beaumont Brawler and our BWO heavyweight champion.
Just makes it in time before being counted out.
But how much did that somersault plancha take out of Dan Murdoch, Section 8?
Well, considering that he's pretty much just been rolled in the ring and he hasn't really gotten up, you know, I'm pretty sure that whatever wind he had left in him got knocked out. He's still taking forever to get up here. He's got to be running low on his tank.
Corvis looking for that Corvis corkscrew. Oh, he's calm.
He called it. Because will he get it off?
Good God! He just folded him up like an accordion. He spiked him on his head.
The question is, can he get over for a cover?
And Fear kicked out. Murdoch did not get a full effect of a cover. He was so out of breath, so out of air from that pile driver. That took a lot of strength.
And not only that, but he didn't have enough of his body weight on top of Fear to force him to have to kick out harder. You know, that was pure instinct on Fear's part in kicking out there.
Murdoch got pushed. So how was Fear even on his feet? Springboard Ace Crusher. Where did he pull that out from? Fear crawling. Cover.
And again, not that much after a 2 count. Dan's still got a lot left in him. He's got to be able to do that off after that kind of a maneuver.
This has been a great back and forth, hard-hitting contest. Murdoch's first title defense. Can he regain his bearings and retain his championship?
It's over.
Fear's got on the reverse waistlock. Reversal from...
Again, he's getting the Fear's on the referee, and again, a shot in the Murdochs.
Lower Murdoch region. Oh, he's looking at Corvis corkscrew. That's it. The Corvis corkscrew. And Murdoch kicked out of Corvis Fear's coup de grace. The Corvis corkscrew. Again he kicked out. Again he kicked out.
Now that's got to be taking a lot of the strength out of Murdoch with his multiple covers and the multiple kickouts. If you have to hit your reserves so deep in order to pull up enough strength to kick out, especially this deep in a match where you've taken that much damage and your lungs are not pulling in that much air.
Moving now, Dusty Don. Dusty Don and Fear. Oh, he's got Dusty Don. Meanwhile, Murdoch revving that arm up. Lariat!
That's it. That's got to be it. That's got to be it.
He turned fear inside out. And Dan Murdoch has successfully defended the BWO Championship in his first defense of the title. The crowd is rejoicing. The Beaumont Brawler has got his first defense under his belt. Butterflies out of the way.
And not only that, but he's the pride of his father once again.
It looks like the slaps that Dusty Don gave his son was a wake-up call. Murdoch went on the offensive. And the lariat got him the Duke. You know, it's good to see Dusty Don leading his son to the top.
I told you, Corvis. I told you I was going to leave you. Once again, BWO World Heavyweight Champion.
Murdoch Parade, he has the last word on the ultra cocky Corvis sphere. It was a hell of a contest, but in the end, Dan Murdoch successfully defends their BWO Heavyweight Championship, his first defense at Port Reading. You only could go nowhere but up for the Beaumont Brawler. Well,
I can't stand this guy.
It's time.
I can't stand how he thinks that he's owed everything, that he should be given everything, just because this guy's got a little bit of money.
Darius Carter, the debonair millionaire, and Big Money Marconi. This war has been raging on. In my opinion, the hottest feud in BWO right now is between these two men, and it's about the fact that Darius Carter wanted Marconi to be his Virgil. He wanted a bodyguard. Marconi turned it down, and they've been fighting ever since.
Yeah, it's been a lot of back and forth, and month after month, Darius Carter has gone and hit his foreclosure move on Marconi, but it's always been after the fact or before the fact. You know, he never goes and does it the right way. You know, he's not somebody that I would consider to be championship material. He tries to think that money can buy everything. You know, and that's not how it is in this business. You get through this business and you win championships through your skill, not through your bank account.
But for this man, Big Money Marconi, he's been about one thing, the people. Marconi, the paparazzi prince of New York City. He wants to beat Darius Carter. And above that ring, like we've been talking about all night, that briefcase, the indentured servitude briefcase. In it is a contract. The winner makes the loser their servant. And Darius Carter, the debonair millionaire, does not want to be the slave for Marconi, and the same the other way around.
Yeah, these guys can't stand each other. They, like I said, and like you said before, you know, they've been fighting for months and months and months, and it has now come to this. And I am sure that no matter who wins this, whoever is going to be the employee is not going to have a good time of it.
Marconi trying to fire to with a 6'6", 300 plus of Big Money. Trying to fire up these people. But what indignity would it mean for the other guys, for the either guy to be the other slave? I don't think it'll be very, very tasteful for either man.
Not at all, not at all. But there you see that briefcase above the ring. It's a good 12 to 15 feet up.
There's only one way to get it.
That's with a steel ladder.
And to my record, this is both men's first main event here in BWO, so this should be all the stops.
You are correct, sir. This is their first main event, and the stakes are very, very high for this match.
Marconi trying to will the people.
The following contest is your main event, and it is a ladder match. Darius's contract, which means the loser will have to work for the winner.
You're mine.
Introducing first, weighing in tonight at 195 pounds, standing at 6 feet 2 inches tall, making his summer residence in the Hamptons. He is the debonair millionaire, Darius Carter.
Carter feeling extra cocky tonight, as it seems.
Yeah, if he's 195 pounds, they should have taken the wallet out of his back pocket when they weighed him, because I'm pretty sure he's probably about $120.
And in this corner, weighing in tonight at 316 pounds, standing at 6 feet 6 inches tall, hailing from a red carpet event in New York City, New York. He is the paparazzi prince, Big Money Marconi.
And now at this point,
Yeah, as I say, you look at the tail of tape on this, you know, Carter's going to have to rely on his speed. But when you consider the fact that there are ladders involved in this match, and the ladders can be used as weapons, and you consider the fact that Big Money Marconi has got 120 pounds and 4 inches in height on Darius, those ladders become even more deadly in Marconi's hands.
for Darius Carter, he is a wrestler. He even stated it when he wanted it announced at a beach party. It's out of his element. He's a wrestler. He does not like the glorified gimmick-type matches. He does not prefer a ladder match, but this has to end one way or the other.
He's the one that asked for this match.
And he said it was out of yes.
He definitely asked for this match. He called out Marconi. He asked for this match. I gave my approval on it, you know, because I want to see the end of this. Like I said, I'm tired of Carter running his mouth left and right. Just because he's got money, he thinks that he's that he's, you know, the big thing. And I'm glad that Marconi is stepping up to him.
Marconi throwing fists for Furies. 3 rights followed up right now. Irish Whip and Carter takes a breather. He needs a minute to rethink his strategy. You know, one thing we have to mention about Marconi, he's not a stereotypical big man. He's 6'6", but the man can wrestle. He does not rely on his size. He wants to get down on the mat and wrestle as much as Carter does. And Carter's got 4 inches less than him.
Right, and if Marconi ends up getting Carter down on the mat, all that extra weight is going to wear out Carter really, really quick.
Another counter with Carter ducked around with the reverse waistlock. Marconi tried to break him, but now Darius switches to a side headlock. Pair of less for Marconi to break it, but Darius
that's a hair pull.
But it's ladder match, anything goes.
That's true.
Side headlock from Carter. Marconi going to those lefts. Again, Irish Whip pushes up. Carter went for a right. Marconi blocked it.
Look at that. And now he blocked it. He caught the fist out of midair.
Oh, Marconi's looking for that money talks. He's looking for a snapshot. And again, Darius Carter goes to the outside to catch a breather. Carter trying to gain a breather. The fans getting on his case.
Yeah, I believe the fans were actually chanting Urkel.
And I've been told by Darius Carter on numerous occasions he will not even acknowledge that chant. And now Darius looking for a test of strength.
Which means that he's got something else in his plans here, because there's no way he would want to test his strength against Big Money.
The Greco-Roman knuckle lock.
I told you. Double thrust.
It's the smarts of Darius Carter make that a pair of double thrust. And a European uppercut. This man is well versed in the British stylings. Carter bad-mouthing everybody. And with one swoop, he tosses Carter to the turnbuckle. 3 forearm strikes, followed with a back elbow. He's like Filter, take a picture and another back elbow. Irish whip in, Carter hits the buckle hard. Marconi runs in like a freight train. Carter moves out of the way. Foreclosure, no, Marconi pushed Carter off.
That close. That close. That close.
And Carter saying that close, Marconi almost felt foreclosure. Another
that foreclosure only takes a half a second to get off, but you know Marconi has felt it a few times already, so he knows he pretty much has the move pretty well scouted, so he knows how to avoid it.
Carter with some forearm strikes. Irish reversal from Marconi. Carter again back into that turnbuckle. Second time in a row he's going back into the buckle. 3 times in a row trifecta. Now this time Carter goes over the top. Face hits the frame of the ring. And Marconi again has Carter reeling. Darius Carter really trying to rethink the strategy at this point.
Now Carter, he noticed the where the ladder was. I think he's trying to end this quick.
Marconi cut him off at the pass. Striking him with forearm clubs.
Don't put him through that table. We don't own that table.
Reversal. Good God.
Through the fence.
Marconi broke the fence with the velocity and weight that he has. Carter threw him into it. And now Darius sees his opportunity. No, Marconi got him quick. This is degenerate into a street fight.
He's got that 10-foot ladder. Remember what I told you before about how much more of a powerful weapon it is when it's in his hands. See what he does with it.
Marconi bringing the ladder in the ring, and Carter cuts him off with a baseball slide drop kick. And it shoves it right onto Marconi's leg. Carter with a nicely placed boot right into the back of Marconi. Falls over with a forearm strike to the face. Darius Carter, what's he looking for? He's going underneath the ring aprons.
Looking for something. He's looking for another ladder. There was one on the other side. He might have been, no, I can't say colorblind because that's the red one, and he found it.
Darius Carter got a red ladder. And that one looks like it's been through a lot of wars, Section 8, that red ladder.
If that's the ladder that I think it is, that's not one of BWO's original ones. I believe that belongs to another promotion that runs some shows out of Philadelphia, and there's lots and lots of hardcore type matches that they run.
And now Marconi laying in them thick hands right into the cranium of Carter. Now I have a question, Section 8. You know, I know one of the most legendary matches in BWO history was a ladder match that you participated in with Tommy Face. I have a question. How do you prepare for a ladder match?
The only thing you can really do is prepare yourself for a tremendous amount of pain. You gotta, be prepared to handle heights. You gotta be prepared, to get thrown off that ladder because there's a very, very good chance it's going to happen. You're going to have to be prepared to go from the ladder over the top rope onto the ground. There's a lot of things that you have to prepare yourself for, and it's mostly mental. There's these hurdles that you have to get over mentally, and if you can't get over them, you're not going to do well in the match.
Oh, good grief! Sorry to cut you off, boss, but Marconi's under the steps, and Darius is laying in the boots.
That inside that step there looks like it would have gone across the back of his neck a few times. Well, on the plus side, Marconi's actually able to stand, so damage can't be that bad.
Another European making a pair of European uppercuts right to the chest of Darius Carter. Carter now telling the crowd that he's going to throw him into the whole row of seated chairs.
No, he might have been able to get a move faster if he offered him money.
Oh, and the blatant disrespect of Darius Carter fooling the fans.
Would you expect anything less from him? In all honesty, would you honestly expect anything else from him?
We are looking to be the first use of the ladder, used as a weapon. Marconi blocking himself. Carter now hit with a back elbow. Now Carter's about to run into he blocked it. Marconi runs when he blocked it. And now Carter looking for a European style getaway.
He got caught.
Marconi might be looking for a power bomb. Oh, good God. Ladder on flesh does not feel good, I can imagine.
No, it does not. Yeah, you get the individual beams of the ladder going across your vertebrae. Could separate your vertebrae out.
And I
crack them.
And again, Carter gets rammed into that ladder. And now
sandwiched.
Running avalanche into Carter, who is in front of that ladder. Darius is not faring that well right now, Section 8.
No, he probably has a wind knocked out of him, along with the distinct possibility of a cracked rib or two.
Now Marconi's had enough. He's going to look for the briefcase.
Now that's the short ladder, but he's so tall he might actually be able to pull it off.
But Darius with a nice drop kick, knocking Marconi off the ladder and onto the canvas hard. I think Darius might have broken that ladder. Nicely done by Darius Carter, the debonair millionaire.
Oh, look at this, look at this.
Good grief, he just placed a stomp onto Marconi's head. Marconi's head was on that ladder rung.
The crowd is definitely letting Carter know what they think of him.
The Casanova of cash. The debonair millionaire, the sensei of swagger. Carter wants that briefcase. He needs that briefcase. He's halfway there. Carter looking to grab the briefcase.
He's grabbed. What's going to happen here?
Carter's up there in that electric chair. And
with authority.
And he just got dropped hard on that canvas. And now Marconi setting up that big ladder, kicking the other one out of the ring. Big money. Wait, Darius got a steel chair. And he closed Marconi right in the back.
In the head.
Unprotected chair shot.
Did not see it coming.
And now Carter showing his blatant disrespect for Marconi and for the faithful in the crowd. Oh man, now he's got that chair on Marconi's throat.
He uses him as a stepping stone to get up.
Marconi now
sees him coming. He sees he's got the chair.
Oh, right into that left arm of Carter. Right into the back now. Carter falls off the ladder.
At least Carter saw that one coming. He got his hands up. Still hit him in the head though.
And nonetheless, it made Carter go in a bad way. Carter might be out.
Again, this comes to the whole extra 120 pounds or so that big money's got on him. All that extra muscle equals all that extra power in swinging those weapons around.
And again, Marconi signaling for a power bomb. Can he get it off this time? Power bomb from Marconi. And now this time Marconi has Carter under the ladder. Who wants that briefcase? Who wants to make the loser an indentured servant? Look at the leg strength of Darius Carter being able.
Not only that, but he dropped the Marconi across the top rope there. Knocked the wind out of him.
This match is taking its toll on both men.
Oh.
Right in the money bags went that ladder again.
Third time.
It's a very innovative way to use the ladder by Darius Carter.
I'm pretty sure Big Money, even after this match, and if he wins, goes to party, he's not going to be able to do much.
Absolutely not. And now Darius Carter's got that steel chair.
Choking Big Money.
Oh, utilizing both the ladder and the chair simultaneously.
You're just so irritated right now.
The simultaneous use of a chair and a ladder. And the way the Marconi's faring, he might survive. He might not survive that long with Darius Carter in a squared circle. Crowd really getting on Carter's case. Another European uppercut. Make that a pair. Oh, Marconi countered. Snapmare driver. What a snapmare driver for Marconi.
Big choke slam.
Good God, did you see the way Carter landed? He was twisted in half. And now Marconi setting up that ladder again. After that choke slam, I don't think Carter could get up.
He's stirring, he's stirring.
Carter trying to grab at the leg. Oh, low blow, and it's as legal as a headlock.
Power bomb of his own, using the ladder for leverage.
If you think about it, this has been a very strategic ladder match by both men.
Yeah, you'd figure they'd be using the ladder a lot more as a weapon in this case. The one that's actually used it as a weapon more often is Carter. But considering the size of its strength difference, you gotta use whatever you got.
Marconi now stumbling to his feet. Darius has the upper hand. Not anymore, as there's a right hand. Foreclosure!
On the ladder!
On Marconi! No matter what, everybody got a little bit of pain on that. Carter's holding his knees.
That's a great way to break your shins.
Carter's focusing on the knees. He just wanted to knock out Marconi. Marconi might be done. Darius is good as gold to get that briefcase if he gets his legs right. Good God. What a ladder match. What a show. What a ladder match to close the show out.
With Carter's knees being the way they are right now, it's going to be slow going.
Darius Carter now climbing that ladder. Not as fast as he would like because of what happened to him earlier on with the foreclosure. He's almost there.
I got Big Money climbing up the other side now. There's aren't really rungs on that side. That's more security and stability bars there.
That's the unstable side of Marconi's ladder. Marconi knows he has to climb the right side to win this match. Nice double sledge to the back. He's signaling for foreclosure.
He's got him up, he's got him up.
Money talks, the TKO.
Carter was actually thinking ahead there because he moved the ladder out of the way. Could you imagine if Marconi dropped him on the ladder like he intended?
Darius Carter would have been decapitated. But now Marconi. Marconi's as good as gold. He's gonna get that briefcase. Marconi's almost there. He's touching it.
He's got it, and Carter's not. What's going on? Carter's begging him?
Or is Carter? He might be goading him.
What are you thinking, Marconi? You got the match won.
Marconi might want to do more damage. Carter might have goaded him in. Oh, a real miscue for Marconi. Marconi let Carter goad him in, and now he's stuck in a trio. Whoa. Whoa. And now Darius, Carter set him up. Marconi's caught. Carter trying to get that ladder in the ring that Marconi threw out.
Marconi's trying to get himself free, but with all that weight on his ankle, it's hard for him to do.
Marconi was goaded out of it by Carter. Carter had to say something to him. Darius is there.
All he's got to do now is unhook the clasp that's holding that briefcase up, and the contract is his.
But wait, Carter's having trouble unhooking it. There might...
Marconi's knee gave out on him.
There might be some extra latchings up there or something, Section 8.
Nah, there's only the one clasp up there.
Carter can't get it unhooked.
That comes with the whole brains thing, obviously.
Marconi holding that ankle, he can't really do anything. Carter's trying to grab it down.
All Marconi can do is watch.
He got it! Darius Carter got the briefcase! Darius Carter won, which means Darius Carter now owns Money Marconi. I don't believe this. Oh no.
The orders have already started.
Section 8, we're running out of time here. Thank you very much for joining me in the commentary booth of Mayhem and the Gridiron. What a show we had, but Darius Carter wins.
After everything that's going on with this show, I'm going to have a meeting with the board of directors on a couple of things. Hopefully we'll have things set up for BWO's Explosion, which goes on August the 21st. And we're going to wrap this up. Take it easy. Thanks for having me, Mr. Harder.
Thank you, boss.
See you again soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Mayhem at the Gridiron. Have a good night. What a night. Carter owns Marconi.